Ritual Madness Podcast! The best of the underground! Make madness your ritual!
see in their suffering. They're getting sick again. Why are they going blind? Did you feed them lies when you said it's for your sake, my friend? What have you done? What did you do? They trusted you. Precious were the lives that came to an end, but they will ascend. The unknown is that maybe the reason they're not breathing is because no one saved them the day that they were bleeding. And still we do not know on that day they were not breathing, just why they cried like cancer. And still there is no answer. They told us we were too late to save them. Your actions of pain were to blame. Now the children may never be saved. There is no one left here waiting. What have you done? What did you do? They trusted you. The children may never be saved. There is no one left here waiting. What have you done? What did you do when they trusted you? Precious were the lives that came to an end. They will ascend. Please ascend. This is not the end for them. They will ascend to the
Hey, what's going on? Ritual Madness Podcast. Oh my goodness, I've got a million moving parts right now. Lots of things on these little buttons that I'm pushing these days. Do me a favor, check out Ritual Man. I'm just fucking it all up already. Anti-Broadcasting Incorporated Custom Screen Printing. If you're looking to get some screen printing done, Anti-Broadcasting is the place to be, place to go to get it done. Antibroadcasting@gmail.com, 612-836-9488. Again, that's 612-836-9488. Thank you for joining us on this fantastic Saturday morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Also, check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collect. Oh, look at that. I fucked it all up. Okay, well, check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective, and that's not the one that I want to push. Okay, I'll just go to the cameras. I just fucked that all up. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a fantastic Saturday. Sunny outside, but it's a little cold. I had a crazy week. I haven't done any podcasts for the last couple of weeks because we've been booking shows. We've been trying to get things squared away, and lots of shows coming up. Speaking of which, we got March 18th, which is the next Friday. Minnesota Music Cafe. Let me see here. $4.99 or $89. I can't fucking read that either. Payne Avenue, Minnesota Music Cafe, 7 p.m. show, $10 at the door, 21 plus. Mirror of Being, which was the first band we listened to, and the second band we listened to, Dreams Aside, also with Den of Thieves, and Leaving Hope. Now, that's one of the shows that you're kind of helping with too, right,
Yeah,
Natalie?
I'm excited for that one. I haven't seen Mirror of Being in a couple years, I believe. So, and then Den of Thieves is very new.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing them for sure.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see them yet. I had a chance to interview Dreams Aside, which are
Oh, cool.
Justin Crandall and a few of the other guys. came in and chit chatted about the show, and I love Mirror Being. They're great. We were just talking about their stage presence and how awesome they are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'll be fun. I've actually never been to that venue either, so I'm really looking forward to just checking that out.
You've never been inside that place?
I know, right? It's like one of the only places I haven't been to. So.
Alex, have you
been there?
Really?
Oh, I feel better. Okay.
So it's a big ass stage, tall stage like First Avenue, real tall. The coolest thing about it is they've got a pit. Like it drops down the floor
really?
and then it goes up, has a wall. Then there's stadium seating in the back, so it goes all the way up, and it's killer for a photographer because you can
for sure. Yeah.
can hit the really close shit, and you're below them, so you get really cool angles, and then
cool.
from the sides it kind of goes up, and then the bar's in the middle.
It's a pretty big space too.
It
right?
is
Just in
it is a
general,
pretty
that's
big
what-
space.
okay.
And what's crazy about it is that they never really did a lot of metal there, and when they
That's
did,
why
it was
I've never
like.
been there.
It was like on a weekday, you know what I mean?
Like a Monday Metal Madness.
I
or
think it was
something tough
Wednesday
like
or
that.
some shit like that.
Yeah, right. Some kind of catchy ass name, probably.
Yeah.
That's cool though. No, that's cool that they're definitely doing
Wednesday
more.
wackiness or some shit.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. But is a really cool venue.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they're all of a sudden opening up to more metal.
Don't ask questions.
And I think Mike Bloodfist and those guys kind of, because that group of folks, there was like a handful of bands that would play there on those Wednesdays. I think Living Through Ghosts and Endless Rain and Memories Wither.
Okay.
There was like a handful of bands that would
I know
play
what
over
you're
there.
talking about now. Yep. It's been a while though, because Mike moved out of state and everything. I know he's still with Tomorrow Brings New Blood, so that's cool. But yeah, there's been a lot of changes. But it's cool they're still open to metal there.
Right.
I'm excited to check out that space for sure.
I just hope that they continue to do more shows there.
Yeah. Well, I think next Friday we'll definitely kind of, keep the
Solidify
ball-
it.
Yeah,
I hope
exactly.
so.
That'll be good.
I hope so, because that's a hell of a lineup again. Let me see if I can get that show again. Mirror Being, Dreams Aside, Den of Thieves, Leaving Hope. Friday, March 18th, 7 p.m. $10 at the door, 21 plus. Minnesota Music Cafe. I can't read that because I'm half blind and I don't want to zoom in. It'll screw everything up.
It's all good. Just Google the name.
Let me see here. Then we can kind of move forward to the next show, and these shows are going to kind of bounce around. Now, some of you guys may know that we're doing shows at the Skyway Theater. We kind of scored that spot in a weird situation. Now, if you guys don't know, Alex and I were doing shows at Lee's Liquor Lounge together. Alex would do some shows there, and Alex was one of the cats that I really trusted to do shows at Lee's. There were a lot of other people that came in to do shows there, and I kind of threw a fit about it because not only it wasn't personal for those people, because I did want the metal to be there. I did want those guys to do shows there, but I wanted to make sure that they were going to take care of everybody.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? And I knew when Alex asked to do a show there, and he could have went over the top of me. He knew everybody that I knew there. But he was like, dude, let's do a show, and you cool giving me a couple dates, and so we did, and each one of his shows were awesome. Every one of them, the Mentor Show.
Yeah.
How many shows did you do there? Like
At least a handful.
Once, twice a month at least.
Yeah.
There was
For a
quite few
bit.
that I
yeah,
went to,
and then
too.
we did we had the fucking barbecue cat there all the time, and you know what I
That
mean?
was a good time.
Yeah,
Sure was.
yeah, it was.
Having flashbacks now.
Yeah, and so you and I had worked together with the thing with Lee's Liquor Lounge,
Yeah, the
and Natalie, you've kind of been since
been there
the last time. Well, you kind of you took a break from the music scene for a little while too. I mean, you were here.
Yeah, well, when I lived in St. Cloud, I was booking up there.
Yep.
But it was like I wasn't doing. I think I did 1 or 2 shows down here. I did like Club Underground and Part Wolf, and then otherwise I was up at the Red Carpet in Keller. Oh, sorry, I was up at the Red Carpet in St. Cloud and Keller.
Yeah.
And then I did some festival stuff up there, some metal bands from
Yep.
here to cross over. Helped with a couple other festivals, but yeah, otherwise my fest was up there too. So
Right.
I just come down for shows and go back up to St. Cloud.
Right.
It's horrible.
but I'd seen you, and you helped me with my Instagram stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Wow, it's been a while.
you since the first show that we did at the other building.
Wow, I almost forgot about that. That's been quite a while. I think it's when you
couple
first
years.
started. Actually, the company was several years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've kind of come back with a force here in the Twin Cities,
Yeah,
and
it's
kind of
so much better.
yeah, just
Well, it's just easier. I mean, there's more venues. Not that I didn't have a great setup there, but it was basically like the metal crowd in St. Cloud was very small.
yeah.
And then you'd have to pull people from the city. So if there's like a competing show, for an example, here, you'd still get some people up there. But it was
Trickles,
just, yeah, there was a lot of like Facebook promotion, getting people from like the smaller towns, but it was just a lot more work, to be honest. Like it was kind of like rallying the troops from everywhere, not just like, hey, you're 10 minutes from Minneapolis, come to the show tonight.
Right.
Like, it was like drive an hour and a half, go to a hotel.
Right.
Like, and they
Right.
still would, which was cool. Don't get
Sure.
me wrong, but it was just a lot more. Just
Well, you
get
have you
everybody there.
have a gigantic social media presence too.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
you're
nerdy.
all over that shit.
Yeah, that definitely helps, and I think that was a big part of any success there too. Unlike him, you know. I'm just kidding.
Alex is like,
hates
yeah,
it.
dude, I don't even have that shit on my phone at all.
I know, so smart.
I've downsized my friends on Facebook, like 600.
But
Yeah,
you're less stressed out, aren't you?
Yes.
yeah, and that's
It
what he
is a
said.
lot,
He
yeah.
he tunes out from it, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it kind of evens out with us working together,
sure.
and so basically it was like right around Thanksgiving time. I just kind of posted something about doing some shows somewhere, and if people would be receptive to it or whatever, and one of the production guys actually at Skyway reached out to me and he said, "Hey man, put some shows together." What da 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 da. Well, I'd reached out to Alex, and you were always like in my mind, like we should work together some
Yeah.
way, somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I asked Alex, and Alex was like, "Well, you know the guy who was basically running all the promotions there." And I'm like, "Huh?" And yeah, give him a call, dude. See what you can do, you know. So when I hit him up, he was like, he goes, "That's really funny that you got a hold of me. It's like really good timing right now." He goes, "We were talking about doing an old Quest for Mayhem style thing, like with multiple rooms," and I was like, "I don't know if that's a great idea." You know what I mean? I told him flat out. I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, you might want to start like slow,
Like smaller.
yeah,
scale.
you know."
Gotcha, yeah.
But he
Yeah,
was
that
really
would be cool, though.
he was really receptive for us to do shows there. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So I was stoked about that. Being who he is and all the people that he works with, you know, nationally too. You know, and he's on tour with Journey right now, for God's sakes. But it's like it took through the holidays, which I knew it was going to take roughly about that amount of time. But I was starting to get like really discouraged, you know.
Yeah, I
and it was
remember.
like you reached out. You're like, "Hey man, any word on anything? Because I've got some things in the works right now, and I would sure would love to be able to house them somewhere, you know."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh fuck," you know. I was getting really discouraged, and then Alex was like, "Dude, what the fuck? Do you talk to this guy yet or what, man?"
Voice of reason.
And I'm like, "No, I'll reach out to him now." And I think you said something,
Right after that?
and I just said, "Hey man, just you know, I don't mean to pressure you,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was
whatever."
quick after that.
Got to still talk to some people, and then it took another couple weeks, and then by the time we got a hold of him, he was like, "Okay, you know, let's sit down and talk," you know. I'm just happy that we have a venue finally to work some things out at, and you know, there are obviously we talked about this off the air before we even went on. Some negativities that have kind of been bouncing around since we said we were going to do some shows there.
Right.
There's some unsavory things that have been mentioned that have happened at the venue. Now, could it be somebody who works at the venue? We don't know at this particular point. I have only heard of maybe one or two stories of bad things happening there. Obviously not something that we're going to tolerate or be a part of in any way, shape, or form. And with the shows that we do in general, we always have each other's back. I know if Alex doing a show and I'm at that show and something pops off, I got Alex's back, the club's back. Same with you. It's just us watching out for each other. So I understand that word of mouth gets around really fast, and these murmurs come around, and that they say that, you know, we shouldn't do things there, and we should, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's bad shit, and yeah, there's things that have been said, but I have not seen one shred of proof. I haven't seen anybody come forward directly to me for that, and I can only say for our shows that we're going to make sure that everything's run smoothly and be on high alert when it comes to that shit, because I know that we all feel the same way about keeping everybody safe in the
Metal
venue.
should be a safe space.
Yeah, I mean, we're the misfit toys. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why we're all together and we're all friends. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, being anti-racist, being just in general, all of the bad shit that you don't want to affiliate with any of your shows or any of the people that you're involved with. You know what I mean? Any kind of abuse, any kind of, you know, drugging of people, raping of people, abuse to children, or any of that shit, I won't tolerate it at all. You know what I mean? But I would really appreciate just a one-on-one conversation with someone who has issues with the venue that we're working at, or if there's any of the bands that we are working with. I would like to know where you're coming from instead of going directly to the cancel aspect of it, because that is it is a perfect thing to do if you have all of the proof laid out for people, and you know what I'm saying.
Or even if you've exhausted your other avenues as far as like just coming to the person first.
Yeah.
You know, like an adult.
And here's my thing, and I'm not in the street like I used to be, but in the street, you know, you start running your mouth about someone or somebody fucking with somebody's money, there's a good chance that you're going to get punched in the face, right? And I'm not threatening anyone or being violent towards anyone. I'm just saying that I would appreciate it out of respect if people would come and speak to us about things that possibly could happen at the venue and for the shows that we have coming up. You know what I mean? Just for our own personal, you know, benefit as far as like, let's, you know, evaluate what's going on. We want to make sure that we're on top of everything and we know what's coming at us, for our own safety, for the scene's safety and strength. You know what I mean? Like making sure everybody's safe, you know, everything's taken care of. Bands are taken care of, making sure that they're getting paid for the work that they do. And we're making we're trying to make an opportunity for a lot of people to play a stage that they may have never played before, you know.
Yeah.
So
An actual stage.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with
And
some really cool acts too that are coming up. I think it'll just keep growing and growing, and definitely just on the fact of, you know, the cancel culture that you were talking about. I think it's important too just to look at the bigger scope of making sure people are safe at any venue.
Yeah.
Like I have shows at other venues and I'll still be on alert and be on the lookout for things. So it's not just things that happened here or there. It could be anywhere.
Right.
So, and not saying that they're not totally true or whatever, but just to be on the alert wherever you're at, not just single out one.
You see
specific
something,
space.
say something.
Yeah, for sure. Just like the airport, right? You know, I mean, it's
Just like the airport. That's the quote of the day.
That's what they say. That's
Don't
what
leave
they've
your
got.
bag.
They've got signs everywhere, man. You know, that's the thing. I was just at the airport. That's how I know that.
right. No,
But you know,
for
it's
sure.
it's important to me to make sure that we're all safe and that we're doing the right thing. I think we're all on the same page when it comes to booking good shows and making sure. And you guys are as in the thick of it as I am. You know what I mean? And that's the best thing about it. I mean,
We're all the time.
when I put up the post about, you know, could the Quest for Mayhem ever happen again? There was a lot of like back and forth between people, and the guy who started it, Jack Gilbert, was like, you know, I asked him, you know, with Lee's, I said, hey, you know, is there any way that could I use the name? He said, you could take the fucking name. You know, I want you, you know, because it's kind of a legacy. It'll continue to, you know, be cool. And he said no, he didn't think that it could happen. You know, he didn't think there was as many bands as there were back in that day. And I was like, that's kind of weird because we came up with like 200 and
show you
something
a list.
bands. Yeah.
Thanks to Alex, I put it on the Google Sheets.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's a whole thing, and we're adding more new bands too that keep coming up.
yeah.
I want to do out-of-state bands too in our next Google Sheets. A lot of bands that want to come play up here from Chicago and out of state and the East Coast, even they're hitting us up. That'll be cool to
For
get
sure.
more, you know, on
Absolutely.
board and mix them in with the local bands
Yeah.
and just keep building from there. So
Fuck yeah. I mean, you know,
definitely.
it's the tip of the iceberg, honestly, you know, and what's crazy is that, you know, a lot of the venues around town are not really doing that much for local bands. You know what I'm saying? There's the North Star Bars doing stuff over there. The Caboose is doing stuff. Are there any really other?
A lot of it's tour packages without locals on it, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is going to be cool with some of the shit we have coming up to be able to throw the locals on with the tour packages. That's the other... Oh, sorry, the other step up is, like, putting the locals on with the tour packages, but that's not even happening at most places, it seems like. You know, I feel like a lot of the tour packages just coming by themselves, and that's it. There's no local, or even yesterday. I mean, any show I've been to recently, other than local shows, there's been no locals on it.
Right.
So I know Caboose, like Bobby throws locals on and stuff like that, which is cool. But yeah, otherwise it's been pretty weird. Because back, even a couple years ago, I felt like it was more you'd have two local bands on a show.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And they would just...
a couple years back, it'd be the same local bands
Well,
on
yeah,
every
yeah.
fucking show. And that,
Right,
that's
yeah.
something that we've actually talked about.
Yeah, I'm bad at that, so
Of
I'm
trying to, well, you obviously, we all have our favorites
Right.
as far as bands. Alex is one that really loves to mix it up when
Yeah,
it
that's
comes,
been really
because
nice.
I feel like you have a grasp on things a little bit more than I do, even, you know, when it comes to like what bands will mix best with that particular show. You know what I mean? I like the fact that all three of us have different tastes too, because the more we mix it up, between the bands we like, it's going to be that much cooler. And I think the network between those bands are gonna strengthen as well. You know what I mean? Like, I've never played with this band before. Fuck, these guys were awesome. Let's try to get them on another show somewhere else. You know what I mean? That's what I really dig. And the whole network thing to me is absolutely fucking key. Adam D, thank you for joining us, buddy. I really appreciate it. Good afternoon, Mr. Greg. This is dope. Afternoon, Miss Natalie, looking stunning. Please forgive me. That's too forward. Also, Mr. Alex, love the tattoos, bro. Let me see here. Mini bikes and metal. What's not safe? Well, here's the thing. There have been stories that have come out with the Skyway, and am I shooting myself in the foot? No, I want to be honest about this with people because I think it's very important that there's been incidents of people allegedly being drugged there, somebody allegedly being raped there. I don't know for fact. I don't know that for fact, but I want to address it because here's the thing. When we do a show, when it's under our three monikers together presenting something, you always know that you're going to be taken care of. You're not going to get fucked with. If we already talked about this before we went on the air, if we caught anybody doing something like that, there would probably be a severe consequence for them really fucking fast. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty old school when it comes to that type of shit. And I you know what I mean? Like, I want my friends and my people and the people that I are a part of our community to be safe. So that's really what I want to get across by even bringing this shit up, because it's something that's important to me. And listen, I've seen movies in the Skyway Theater since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in that fucking building a million times since I was a kid. To be able to book in a venue that has 5 different rooms of various sizes is a huge lucky thing for us to have. You know what I'm saying?
Location alone and the quality of the venue. And
they promote their shows.
Yeah. They've got a huge fucking online presence. And you brought that to my attention right away. You're
Social
like,
media
dude,
nerd, I'm on there like 60,000
you're like, dude,
on Facebook.
look at how many fucking people they have on their shit.
They're working too.
Yeah.
A lot of venues don't even post the flyer. They don't even tell you about the show. Like, they put the shit on the calendar the minute that you gave it to them.
Yep.
The ticket links, all that stuff was up.
Yeah.
Right away.
I mean, Alex called me the other day about the Malevolent show and was like, hey, this shit is not right. Somebody hit him up. And I was like, sent it to him right away. Oh, yeah,
later, it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a key thing, man, which is crazy, because right before we got the opportunity to do that, Natalie had a hold there.
I was on a struggle bus at a couple venues.
She's like, dude, are you serious? Or like, we gonna be able to do this shit? Like, hey, check out some dates for me. And then it weren't. There it was.
He'd hit him back right away. I was just like, well, I got a couple replies from places, but by the time you have your deadline for the tour package, your deadline's your deadline, because they're doing the press releases and stuff. Yeah. So I don't, you couldn't just wait around for like a maybe next week or a hold. So yeah, I was just like, Greg.
Now here's the thing too, is that you guys have both done big tours, and I haven't done anything. It's all been local stuff, So with you guys, I've actually had a chance to be a part of a national, a legend band that I grew up and played with as a fucking kid. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yes,
And now you have the venue too to back you, which is going to be a huge deal for that show too. Just having that home base is going to be awesome for that.
What's crazy is that it seems like every week one of you guys are being hit up by someone that is touring or looking for a venue in this area. And I will never discount what Bobby does, because he's been a huge operator with the music that we love. You know what I mean? Like, he's picked up a ton of shit in the last fucking 10 years or some shit. He's been cranking it out solid, but the Skyways also wanted to be in the mix of that whole thing. I think they were working together, and I don't know what all went down, but it just seems like they've kind of gone on either side of the city, But 2 or 3 good areas to have. I mean, fucking Immolation last night at Fine Line.
Yeah, that was a little strange, but it was still awesome. It was just a weird little space for it.
What did you feel was strange about it, as far as like?
I don't know. Like, I wanted to be a little bit dirtier when I walked in.
It's very clean there.
I walked in, with my makeup done and stuff. So I'm like, okay. But then I look around. I'm like, all my friends are here. We just don't fit in.
Yeah, right.
We just don't fit in. But it was still cool. But
so
it
the
just
friends,
was like a little bit different.
All of our friends were the oddball out of the whole
out of the
club.
whole everything. Yeah, like the whole. I don't know. It was cool though. Don't get me wrong, but it was just a little different for sure.
That's fucking
It was also
awesome.
my first time there, I think, ever. So, because
Yeah.
they didn't used to do a lot of metal. That was the
No.
biggest thing. It was like a lot of like
Rap. I've seen rap
indie,
there.
I
Fuck,
know.
yep.
Yeah, okay.
Fishbone I seen there. I
oh
mean,
yeah, I never.
I seen, goddamn. My wife and I went to a show there. It was like, I seen Dax Riggs there. Dead Boy and the Elephant Men. I seen them there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Let me see here. Adam says the fact that you guys are trying to create a safe space for the audience and for the bands is really dope. Thank you, man. I appreciate it very much. Will all your Skyway shows be an extreme metal variety? The reason I ask is when building the rock metal scene in Nashville, we did a lot of cross-genre shows to provided to be very successful. I guess the answer to that would be we're going to stick primarily into extreme metal and maybe some rock stuff. And if there was, if a good
It's what we know.
Yeah,
I mean-
waiting for the answer. Like, please, Greg.
well, I mean,
no, I get what he's saying.
I'm willing to work with anyone, honestly,
yeah,
if it's right.
Right.
But here's the thing: is like the people that we know and the people that we run with we're all connected, really. You know what I mean? So
Well, it's where your heart's at too. Like for me, like I can promote metal all day and never get sick of it because that's like all I want.
yeah.
But like a rock band, not saying they're not great, you know. But personally, I've done some like rock up in St. Cloud where we were doing like a festival and had rock bands, and I was just like posting miserably about it just because it's not where my heart's at. So
Yeah.
it could be the best rock band ever.
Yeah.
But you know.
I would really have to be into it, I think, and I
Yeah,
think
for
it
me,
would
that'd
be
be fun.
one of the things. And this is what happens so far with us that we've been doing it. One of us would have an idea, and we put it in the chat, and all of us kind of talk about it to see where we're at with it, and that is democracy, really. I mean,
Let's vote.
here's something that you may not have known. I asked you something about a show, and you were like, and he said the coolest thing I thought, because we're all coming together, and it was like a couple weeks that we were planning stuff.
Right.
And I asked Alex a question, and he goes, "Well, we should all do it together because we're a team." And I was just like, "Fuck yeah, man!"
Yeah.
It made me feel like
Yeah.
we're actually trying to build something together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If one of us is like, "Yeah, fuck it, we can just do this, whatever," you know. And it wasn't like I was saying, "Hey, let's cut Natalie out of it." I just asked him a question. He was
Yeah.
like, "We should all do it together. We should
Yeah.
keep this as a collective and work together as a team," which made me I smiled.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, and I
"Fuck
think
yeah, dude,
we
that's
just have
awesome."
Good ideas together too, because like his lineups are like bomb. Where I'm like, I don't need to pick a band probably ever, barely. You know, and then you have your end of things, and I'm coming in trying to like just open my horizons with booking different bands and stuff,
Right.
and learning a lot. Like I know the bands,
Right.
but as far as like I kind of get stuck in the same circle of like the same 10 bands or
Yeah.
whatever. So that's been really neat to see, like when you guys hit up
Right.
different bands and things of that
I-
nature.
I-
Out of state even, it's been cool to see.
I love that Alex really does pay attention to that. He did that with Lee's back in the day
Yeah,
too. He,
yep.
when we were talking about like putting bands on shows, he'd be like, "Man, I just think that this particular band plays a little too much in the area." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
to
that's
spread
something
it
I
out, and that's a huge contention with this area right now. You know what I mean? We're coming out of the COVID fucking cave, right? And we're
Right.
trying to book shows, and everybody's trying to get out, and everybody's trying to do things, and it's like, you know, the books basically are open for the most part. There's a lot of venues that are holding. I mean, a lot of the dates that I was looking
Yeah,
at are on
it's
hold. There's fucking
5, 6
4 and
holds.
5 holds at a time, you know, and it's like, you know, with the Malevolent show, it took us 3 weeks to get that thing locked
You
down.
had like 5 holds on that day too, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was like 5 holds
Yeah.
and you got to weed through. That's the part people don't get about booking. It's not just, I want this day, easy.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, if you're like a year ahead of the game, maybe.
yeah,
you know,
right. Yeah, a couple
and
months, it's rough for sure.
fucking, it could, you know, the CDC could throw us another loop if they want. I mean, honestly, it could
Right,
it could
you
all
never
shut
know.
down again. You have no idea. But here's the thing: is like I love the fact that we're working together and actually trying to pay attention. There are a couple unfortunate things that we'll get to as we go through all the stuff that we have. Booking over other people, to me, is we did that a lot with Lee's. It was like inevitable because
Well, it's just the thing that-
there were so many clubs at the time.
Yeah.
The Hex was still around, Hook and Ladder. I mean, fucking Part Wolf,
Miss the hacks.
Turf Club, First Avenue, 7th Street entry. I mean, dude, there were so many fucking spots going. I was so happy to get Lee's, and it was like, oh yeah. And then everybody was like, oh, he's got Lee's. I'm going over here. I'm going over there. I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a lot. I would go to like 2 shows a night. Sometimes I go to Lee's, then go to like Caboose or
Yeah,
whatever.
a lot of people did. A lot of
try to
people
bounce
did.
around. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and fucking big ups to you know, places like Club Underground. And I know that it's like, you know, they need a serious upgrade on the fucking on the sound system there and the lights.
Love it, no matter what.
I still love. I love it to death. And honestly, I can say that about lights and sound and whatever. But I really love that place because they've catered to not only the NYDM but all the shows that, you know what I mean. Every type of underground band they really try to, and comedy even, you know. So
Monday nights,
too.
yeah.
They try really hard to promote things and be on your side, and they're easy to work with, unlike some places.
Yeah, yeah,
so
for
that's
sure.
Huge in itself.
Let me see here. This made that seem strong and united, which is a cool thing. Granted, you can't pair death metal with white rock, but there is a lot of common ground between, say, hard rock and trash, or I think you meant thrash.
Yeah.
Jody, I appreciate you posting in the chat and joining us. I really do appreciate that very much. I am willing to mix anything. I am one of those cats that I listen. If you put my shit on shuffle, you're gonna hear Justin Timberlake, Charles Bradley, the Budos Band. You're gonna hear fucking the heaviest of heavy, Bloodbath and fucking Carcass and the new Immolation. By the way, if you guys haven't checked that out, is fucking absolutely amazing. I was listening to that right before you guys got here, just kicking myself that I didn't go last night.
Oh man,
fucking
I got some videos for you, Greg. It's okay.
Let me see here. Booking extreme metal is dope. Are you guys open to booking metalcore bands? I am. I'm open to doing anything that's fucking heavy and cool. So yes, I'm very much
all genres of metal.
Light rock. Sorry. Jody, again, like I said, I'm really open to anything. If I had a group of bands, and on our list, we do have some bands that I would say like almost more radio metal than anything. I mean, Dreams Aside to me is more of a radio metal band. A band like Via, a band like Uncle Daddy, which is kind of a rock and roll band. That's a band I would work with because I know those guys personally, and they're so much fun to watch. The guy fucking his front vocal stand Joey's front stand is a fucking the cut off end of a fucking Firebird.
Yeah, he's a
that
showman,
has the lights.
Too. He's so good on stage,
man, and he's such a sweetheart of a guy, man. Such a sweetheart of a guy. So yes, I mean honestly, I would personally do it, and I think if it made sense for all of us.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, if it made sense for all of us, I think that it would be a thumbs up for sure. But thanks for asking that, because that's something that's really good. So I'm just yammering on and on and on about this. Okay, so March 25th, 2022 is our very first show at the Skyway Studio B with Trita, Cobrazar, Goro, and now we added King Goro, and unfortunately Archaea had to drop off because the drummer broke his hand. And I was like, what did he do? Was he playing? Did he, he said he punched a wall. So
I never knew. I never knew the whole story.
I was like, well,
protect your hands, drummers.
Yeah. I was like, man, like that's the worst thing that you could ever do is like do that. Also, all the shows that we're doing at the Skyway are 18 plus. 7 p.m. doors for this one, 8 p.m. music, $10 in advance, which you can get tickets at skywaytheater.com, and 12 at the door. And here's the thing is that we've got a lot of ground to cover as far as like with this club compared to like Lee's. There are percentages involved on the back end of it that people aren't going to know about really. But ticket prices are fairly right where they need to be right now. Honestly, 10 and $12 is not a fucking, a hit to, dude, you can go to McDonald's and try to buy a fucking Happy Meal and it's going to be about 10 to $12.
Shows have been $5 since the 80s.
Yeah. And honestly, let's be honest. I mean, we've got to pay our fucking bands and we got to take care of the people that work their asses off to create this music and to put gas in the van for studio rent, for, demo rent or, demo costs and merch costs and everything else. So I don't want to hear any complaining about the damn
I think
cover
the ticket price is very fair. I mean, I try to keep mine pretty low, but like even the Club Underground show I have going on, it's like $10.
Yeah.
You know, and that's because the shows aren't that cheap to put on.
No.
Especially when you have guarantees, even in that small space, we have guarantees for all the bands that are playing, all 3 bands, and they're not cheap.
Right.
So just to pay them, you have to hit so many heads.
And I think
you know.
I think a lot of people don't understand that to a point.
Yeah.
And here's the beauty of some of these local shows too. There aren't a lot of, you know, when you get to a certain level is where you can really start asking for guarantees. And I mean, $100 to come out of your studio is a fair price to me. You know, $150, something like that for a local band that is trying to be out there and still try to cover themselves. And I know that is easy ballpark for us to take care of people to make sure that they're getting gas money in. And obviously, if we booked a show and we had bands coming from out of town, we want to make sure that they get their gas money, their food, their lodging, and everything to make sure they're taken care of. That's like the key. So the ticket prices, to me, it doesn't faze me one fucking bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we got to make sure that everybody gets taken care of when it comes to that. So do us a favor, check out Friday, March 25th. I'm stuttering right now. Trina, Cobrazar, Daigoro, and King Goro. Thank you, King Goro, for being solid and doing the show. I was kind of in a scramble. These guys, it's like you guys weren't even fazed by it.
I wasn't fazed.
I was like, fuck, I want to get this fucking, switch everything up and get it all good, you know? All the events and all the
so many
fucking...
bands that want to play that it's just like, I mean, it's just availability, you know, for that day.
Yeah,
the only thing
yeah.
You could just go down the list.
Now this is something that we haven't really put out there that we're trying to do, and at the moment, with us kind of jumping in while people are trying to book it through the summer already, you know what I mean? We're jumping in here, but basically what we want to try to do is to not have bands that we're booking play a couple weeks to a month before,
3-4 weeks before
Yeah.
or after,
Yeah.
honestly.
And I think that's a fair thing to ask, especially when it comes to a venue like Skyway or First Avenue or big venues like that. There's a lot of overhead that they need to cover on their own. So that cuts into a lot of the things that you would like to do for, you know, say Lee's was a totally different beast because it didn't have a ton of security. It didn't have, you know, we provided the sound guy a lot of the times, and the club covered that, which was really nice. And with this, they're paying a lot of people to be in this building. It's fucking giant. So there's got to be people paying attention to where people are going and what they're doing, and making sure people are safe. Plus, you know, like I said, when we're doing shows, there's going to be enough of us there that if anything popped off, it would be handled so fast that people wouldn't even understand what the fuck was going on. Like, what happened? Nothing. Why is that guy got a black eye? Well, yeah, he didn't act right. So
He said the wrong things.
Craig said he didn't act right that day.
let me see here. On the subject of cross genre, I know Semtex and Stormbreaker are talking about doing a show like that. Seems badass to me. You know what? I would love to work with Stormbreaker in one facet or another. I know the guitar player's father. We've been in contact back and forth for a couple years before they even started Stormbreaker, honestly. And I'm not opposed to working with Stormbreaker at all. Semtex is a band that we all love. We know them guys very well. I grew up with the Semtex guys, so I totally know. And Stormbreaker is one of those bands that is like, to me, they are a radio friendly metal rock band. You know what I mean? And I think that's right where they want to be. You know what I mean? And that's fantastic. And that's the best part about it, is that you can appeal to the heavier crowd as well. You know?
They play a lot of really cool shows too. They're just at Whiskey Go-Go and
in California. Yeah.
Because Bradley, that's the dad, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool dude. Yeah, he does a lot of promo, and yeah, they're really, really motivated, especially for how young they are.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what I was doing at that age, but
well,
it wasn't playing in LA.
Well, you know, you see bands like Agony Reigns, you know what I mean, who've now, you know, some of them have moved to different bands and things like that, Coffin Rights and things like that, but young bands like that, I mean, Begraveman is another young band that's doing really well. Archaea is another band that's young, doing well. Defiled Sacrament's another heavy band that's doing well. Young kids, and I love to see that shit, because Alex and I we were fucking young kids when we started.
I was a young kid, and you gave me my first start.
Nice. You know,
Triple Rock, that was my first show.
That's awesome right there. You know,
Yeah.
and
all those kids are so just insane. Like Agony Reigns, they just rip on stage. You're like, what just
Yeah,
hit me? Like,
these
what
are
just happened?
fucking kids for
Yeah,
God's sakes. And
yeah.
now they're,
They're
you know,
21 now.
now they're
They
of
told me,
age.
I was like, God, I'm old as shit.
Oh,
They were all
that's
stoked
awesome.
about it. No, but they're just so for their age. I mean, just in general, they're just. So
Dude, did you just call me Greggy? You know what? Only my mother and a couple very close friends call me Greggy. But I'm okay with it. You're good. You're good. I'm not a hard ass. I can handle it. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, March 25th, come check us out. Trita, fucking Cobrazar, Daigoro, King Goro, 18 plus 7 p.m. Fucking A, dude. Learn how to talk. 7 p.m. doors, 8 p.m. music. $10 in advance, 12 at the door. Get tickets at skywaytheater.com. Studio B, 711, Hennepin Avenue. Come down there, hang out with us, enjoy this new spot. Let's see if we can grow it into something fucking awesome. How about that? Let's see, what do we got now? That's the next. Let's play some fucking music. We got a couple more tunes. We've got bands that, these first couple bands that we played here. Let me see if I did something wrong here. I probably did because, like I said, there's lots of moving parts on this thing today. 212 Reprisal was the very first song that we played, from Mirror of Being. Then after that was Waiting by Dreams Aside. Both of those are on the 18th, March 18th at the Minnesota Music Cafe. For March 25th, we've got Trita and Cobrazar. So we're going to play these two tunes real quick. Make sure you stick around. We got some more stuff, lots more shows, lots of yammering from me, of course. Here we go. We'll play some Trita. So stick around. We'll be back.
Well, it comes and it goes. You're dead.
parts. I love moving parts. So good at pushing buttons and fucking things. Yes, and that's why I'm a professional podcaster, and I don't actually work for a fucking radio station because they'd be kicking me off the air for swearing and being a douchebag to people, all fucking stoned and being stupid. Gene Vogel, Disciples of the Watch podcast, chiming in, making sure that Father Stormbreaker knows that it's okay to call me Greggy. Thank you, Jeannie. I appreciate it. Mean Jeannie. You're my favorite. I miss you, buddy. I haven't seen you in a long time, you bearded bastard. I see your glorious beard online, and it's fantastic. Hopefully you find the right regimen. I know you were talking about looking for nice beard balms and things like that. Hopefully you're not using whiskey and vaginal fluids. Just want to...
Again.
Sorry. Yeah, again.
The first 3 times were enough.
Yes. Sorry. I was just throwing it out there. Ladies present and everything like that. But, it's one of those things. I just can't help myself. Again, thank you very much for chiming in and tuning in. It looks like we got 6 or 7 people here. Why don't you come do a podcast with me, Gene? I would love to have you again. I did one with Nate when I got back into it, but I'd love to have you. Let's do one soon. I'll hit you up after the show and we'll figure it out. Thank you to everybody who's chiming in and chatting in here. I can't even say anything today. Just don't even pay attention to me. Show number 3. What do we got here? Show number 3 is the next night after our show at the Skyway. I want to give these guys mad love because these are cats that I grew up with. NYDM presents the 6th annual Night of Metal and Punk with 30-year reunion of the band Dink. That is Josh Kellerman's punk rock band. Josh is the vocalist from Semtex. He's also bringing up guys from Texas, Chumleys from Texas, coming up here, and that is... one of the cats in State of Mind back in the day is old school thrash band. Do you remember State of Mind?
The name, yeah.
But they're an old school thrash band, and they're coming up. And Josh and I cannot remember which brother is in the band, or if both of them are in the band. My apologies, guys, but Josh has been friends with the brothers for many years, and to have them come up, I know Josh went down to Texas and did some vocals with them at a show that they had down there in Texas. But very cool for them to come back to their hometown and play again. I know they came up here, did the State of Mind reunion show at the Club Underground. Semtex is also on that bill, and Duracho is on that bill as well. 21 plus, $7 cover. Doors are 7 p.m. Music at 8. Saturday, March 26th, Club Underground, 355 Monroe Street, Northeast Minneapolis. Again, that's the 30-year reunion of the band Dink. Matt, there it is, Matt. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Matt. But did you ever poop with all of your bandmates at the same time? I'm not positive. Maybe? I know, man. I don't think so. Do they have shit troughs? I've never done a shit trough before. But all right, we're going to go to show 4 here. Oh, my God. Yes. April 7th through the 9th. This one is in Milwaukee, actually. 2500 Superior Streets, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That is the Blades of Steel Metal Fest. Club Garibaldi in Milwaukee. This bill is absolutely insane. Whiplash, DRI, Toxic, Skeletal Remains, Old School, Realm, Nunslaughter, Defiance is another old school band. Mordred, a band that has gotten back together and is now touring again, which is really cool. I'd love to see those guys. Kind of like the original rap metal. Mordred was one of those bands from back in the day. Mortuary, Damien, Savage Master, Iron Flame, Wrath, Molder, Wolftooth, Intent, Bray Road, Inner Decay, FSA, which I don't know what that means. Fucking suck ass. I don't know.
Full Scale Assault.
There you go. Maybe. Tentivi. I've never even heard of that. Axios. AXXIOS. Axios, right?
Oh, yeah. I've seen them a bunch online, but I don't know exactly how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Black Knife, DJ Alex Kane, Squid Hammer. Again, that's Blades of Steel Metal Fest, April 7th through the 9th, Club Garibaldi and Garibaldi. And just let me tell you something. Right on the other side of Club Garibaldi, there is an old school deli that is fucking to die for, dude. It is phenomenal. It's like an old school Italian deli where they have the fucking meats and cheeses all hanging up in the fucking sacks and shit. But they have like a little bakery that has like, you know, fucking bars and fucking donuts, and they're all handmade. Everything's fucking
let's
handmade.
go.
And then it like on the other side, there's a bar inside the thing with a deli where you can buy sandwiches like paninis and all kinds of shit. It is one of the best delis I've ever been to. I had a Cuban sandwich there like 2 years in a row. That was, I kid you not, this fucking panini's like this big. It's fucking gigantic. If you can't say, it's huge. Yeah, mammoth. It's got to be, you know, 14 inches long or some shit. It's just crazy wide too. Super good food. Again, if you can get there, it'd be fucking fantastic to have you there. I really want to go see Skeletal Remains. I love that fucking band. And Realm, I haven't seen since like late 90s, early 90s, some shit like that. Realm, have you seen them?
I've never seen them.
Oh my God, that's a really good old school thrash band, and they toured with fucking everybody back in the day too, man. Steve Post plays bass in that band, and Steve Post is a phenomenal bass player from the Twin Cities here. But that is his. I never. How dare you, Jeffrey? Calls me fucking Bilbo Greggins and shit. Wow, that's a whole new level right there. Simothwa, guitar player, comes in with fucking hot fire calling me Bilbo Greggins and shit. Wow, man, I'm getting assaulted over here. It's okay, I appreciate it, I guess. Let me see here. Oh, I went too far, didn't I? Did I fuck it up again? Yes, I did. All right. Friday, April 22nd, back to the Minnesota Music Cafe, Living Through Ghosts, Volsunga Saga, Simothwa, and Blood War. Again, that's Friday, April 22nd at the Minnesota Music Cafe. I can't read the fine print here because it's so damn close. Or not zoomed enough. Doors are at 6. Music is at 7. It will finish by 11. And they are pretty strict on that over there in that particular area. I think it's because they're in a residential. They're like right on the border of a residential area.
Oh, because Payne Ave. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, and all the houses are just on the other side of it. But again, the Minnesota Music Cafe is a fantastic venue, and I sure hope they keep supporting the local music. And Living Through Ghosts is a great fucking band. Volsunga Saga is always really fun to see. And they were more fun the last time I saw them at Club Underground. They were just really lively. In November was the last time I saw them.
I was there and I missed them play, and I was sad on the inside. I love those guys.
I think they're actually doing another show on the 12th of March.
I'm gonna try to make it to this show too.
But that would be tonight.
That's tonight.
What the fuck?
Wait,
maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that date. I did not pull that particular flyer, so I apologize to those guys. But it was like
I have them all posted on my little.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to showcase a specific couple's shows because I had promised to put them on the podcast, and I'm a fucking burnout, old stoner brain, so I'll forget.
I try to put them all to like the flyers in my Midwest Metal Promotions group. I try to post all the flyers and keep up to date on them too. So like here's the one that you're talking about now. I try just to keep them on there. So maybe there's one tonight. Maybe we can find it.
Maybe I'm wrong. I think I might be wrong on the date. Maybe it's May 12th. I don't know. It's a blue flyer. It's got Begraveman and a couple of Volkswagen Saga, Volkswagen Sugasaga.
Oh, here.
What's the date on it?
Guess. It's in Duluth at Blush. That's why. March 12th.
Oh, that's it. Yep. I was right.
Good eye. And it's a blue flyer.
Yeah.
Idle Death.
That's tonight. Yeah. They're playing tonight. And go give some love to Matt Parkins. He's a sweetheart of a dude and always shares all the stuff for everybody. There he goes. Papa Stormbreaker says they play in Duluth tonight. Volsunga Saga. Thank you for doing that. Yes, sir, they are doing metal again. And here's the thing, Gene, they're doing it on the weekends now, which is even better. You know, how they were doing it before was just strictly on the weekdays, and that's always
last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah. What is that, dude? You know what I mean?
Thanks.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like a Thirsty Thursday. It was like a Wednesday or like a Tuesday or something.
Wacky Wednesdays.
Oh, hell
Come on down. Yeah.
They try to really zing you with the Wacky Wednesday.
I'm gonna beat that to death. Wacky Wednesday. You know, it's extra wacky.
Oh man, unless it's a really sweet show like one we have coming up, I try to shy away from weekdays as much as possible.
For sure, man. For sure.
Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday.
I can't can't hang with that one.
Let me see if I got this one queued up. There we go. I got that one. So this is the one that I'm super stoked for because I absolutely love this band. Saturday, April 30th at the Skyway Theater, Studio B, Deterioration CD release, Retaliatory Measures release. They are actually on tour right now, and they are actually selling this album before they've released it here. It's kind of one of those weird release things that they want to do for the people that come to see them on tour, to give them the new album, to have it out in circulation. And I've heard this full album, and it is absolutely fucking brutal. And the premise behind it, I won't get into it because it has a lot. It has a very deep undertones to it. They got into it with some cats over. So basically, there's a guy that they canceled, right? That somebody canceled. that videotaped their band. So then all of a sudden they're like the grindcore, like a specific group of grindcore people tried to cancel them for a guy that they had canceled who had taken a video of them. Somehow tried to correlate them together, and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about? We didn't do anything."
Anybody can take a video of anybody.
Anybody. Yeah, exactly.
That's weird.
Yeah. So this is the retaliatory measures premise behind it, because there's I can't wait to have him on the podcast. I got him on the podcast April 29th, before the show, and we're gonna play some of the album and talk about, hopefully get behind it, because I got to tell you, I got to tell you guys off the air, because it is so fucking juicy, dude. I absolutely love it. Let me tell you, I'll just warn everybody, okay? I had a chance to see Deterioration at Slam Dakota last year, and I was so blown away by those guys, and I seen their logo everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, "Where are you guys from?" And they're like, "Minneapolis." And I looked over at Rob, and Rob goes, "Where the fuck you been?" And
Where have you? Really?
Yeah. He's like, "Where the fuck you been, dude?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "They've been around for like 20 years." And I go, "No shit." And he goes, "You're an idiot." You know? And fucking even Jesse was like, "Dude, what fucking rock were you sleeping under? Like, how do you not know this band?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are fucking amazing. And two guy band, you know what I mean?
Yeah, super chill too,
Yeah.
which is nice. Sure.
I just want to warn everybody, don't fuck with those two guys. Just so you know, those dudes will make a fucking puppet out of you. I'll tell you off the air, but serious shit. These guys are not to be trifled with. They are some smart dudes that will fucking ruin you.
They will put an album out.
They will, dude. That's the thing, dude. This is what they said. They go. These guys pissed us off so fucking bad that we wrote a full album. And I kind of chuckled, you know. And he goes, "I'm fucking serious." He's like, "Dude, we had like 3 songs, and we were just, we had ideas for songs, you know. And their songs are what, like 30 seconds long, you know what I mean? So they're like, these fuckers inspired us enough to like make a whole album. So they just cut this album like that, you know what I mean? And they got their own label, and they got their own thing. And these guys like fucking do, cassette, like limited split cassettes with people, you know what I mean? Like,
I love that shit.
2 songs on one side, and
and they're like each 45 seconds long.
Yeah.
Just get you quick. Yeah.
Done. You know what I mean? I fucking love it. I love it. So April 30th, Skyway Theater, Studio B, Deterioration, CD release party for Retaliatory Measures. Torment from Duluth, which I am really excited to see. There's a lot of people have been talking good things about that band. Have you guys seen them?
I have not seen them.
I haven't seen them, and I've been trying to see them in life for some reason.
Yeah.
But I always try to post their shit and share it, and they have a really big following too.
Yeah,
for good reason.
It sounds like when we released this, there were other people that hit me up going,
"They'll be coming from Duluth."
"What the fuck, man? We want to play with those guys so fucking bad."
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked to have those guys.
Out, I think between just those two alone.
Yeah. And then we've got Hate Beast, which is a band that I absolutely love, that I haven't seen since the Lee's time. I don't think
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long fucking.
Practice next to him.
Yeah, and when I contacted them, they said they were working on a new album, and hopefully they would have some shit ready to go by the time they come and do the show. And I'm really excited to have them back in the mix of everything.
I love Hate Beast. I'm like a total fangirl for Hate Beast.
Yeah.
Like they are just the last time I saw them was at Lee's too, and I'll never forget just standing in the front, just like, what's happening now?
You know what made me love Hate Beast that much more is Aaron's fucking wife and daughter were there, and she was this little blonde girl that's like, I mean, as tall as the table, right? and Dad's up there,
Right.
and she's going
Nah.
like this in the pit, and I'm going,
Oh my God.
I'm looking, taking pictures.
That's
I'm going, oh
amazing.
my God, oh, look at that fucking little kid. She's rocking out, you know. Oh,
My
it's
kids
so
hate
great.
it, so whenever I see that, I'm like, thank you, God. I
Right.
have no hope left for my own.
Right?
But,
All of them do?
well, Rain's the only one, and she's like a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, so I gotta ease her into it. She was dancing to ministry though.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. She's
That's a
getting
good
down
start.
at lunchtime, yeah. She
That's
likes
a good
Cannibal
start.
Corpse, and we listen to like Opeth and Putrepile and stuff. But she, you know,
Yeah.
in little doses. She's pretty tiny, but the rest just shake their head. They hate my friends, my music, everything.
Wow.
Like, can you have some more normal friends? I'm like, I have one. I have Janet. That's it.
Yeah, the normal one, the one normal friend. Yeah.
The one normal friend, yeah. It's so great.
I don't
They
think I
just
have
give me
any normal
shit
friends.
chronically. I got
I mean,
one
legitimately normal friends. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I own one.
I literally
I
no.
have a
I
bunch,
literally
it's
have
weird.
One.
Do you?
Do you
Yeah.
really? Where do they hide?
So what is it? Do,
Where they at?
are they serial killers and like? There's
They
nothing.
live normal lives with families,
I mean,
not in a metal sort of way. And
I mean, I live a
I
normal
guess
life.
it's not
I guess,
lame,
but
but
I mean, I live a normal life somewhat, but I still can't. Like, I can never get this chaos out of my life. There's no
Yeah,
fucking way, man. You know what I
right.
mean? I love the music. I love the people. I love the fucking the rigmarole that we go through to do this type of shit. You know, putting
it's
shows
because we
together.
just don't listen to music. It's a lifestyle
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
the part that people don't get. Even like some of my exes are like, you know, I have metal friends. They talk about things other than metal, and I just gave them a dirty look. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
really? Like that's too bad.
Who are they? Because I don't want to talk to
Yeah,
them.
I was like, what do you talk about? Video games? Like, I literally just gave him a dirty look. I was like, I don't even know what to tell you. Because I was all jamming about my fest and all excited, and it just
Adam,
ruined my day.
Adam, I know you're not normal. You seem normal on the outside, but I know you're not normal. You still talk to me, bro. That makes you non-normal. So yes, let me see if I can go back to this because I know I fucking skipped all over the goddamn place. Yep, I did. There we go. I have them named and everything, and I still hit the wrong button. Annihilation Process is a new band. This is the fourth band on this show on April 30th. Annihilation Process is a mixture of a couple different bands. People from, I believe it is Begravement and Coffin Rights, and I'm not sure who the bass player.
The bass. I'm not sure.
I'm not positive, but they're a heavy band, and I'm excited to see them. I mean, that was a big suggestion from you, Alex. Knowing that they were up. Who else is in that band? Is it
I don't know.
the old vocalist from Witch Den, isn't it?
No, it's I believe it's Ezra from Begravement.
Oh, he does both. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Oh,
I apologize on that.
pretty sure he's their new
I think
vocalist.
Idle Death is the one I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. That's the one
Idle
I'm thinking
Death.
of.
Yeah, they're the ones playing
Yep.
tonight. I've
Jason.
watched. Yeah. There's a lot of shows, which is
But
good.
I'm excited to see these guys. This is a solid bill, and this is like a group effort between us. Just like this is the type of shit that we talk about. Like here's the list. Let's go through the list and figure out who's available. And again, we kind of brushed over it, but we're trying to have the shows that we booked to have the bands not play so close together to the shows that we do because of the fact that there's so much stuff in the background, the overhead for the club, and making sure that to make a venue successful or a venture when you're able to get your foot in the door at a venue is to make them successful. And I think with us three working together and putting the promotion fucking army out there, really, it's like this is the type of shit that we're going to come up with. I mean, we've got a couple really exciting things coming up, and I'm just fucking stoked. I'm stoked to see
same.
how this all works out.
I think it'll be good. I think we're building up in the right way too. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely like not starting out smaller, but taking baby steps as far as just like, getting the lineups going. Like his lineups he had already out of the gate. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
Getting that solid, getting in touch with bands, like the networking we've all been working on for years. Making more connections with people like out of state too for like the future.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead. Like Brad from Nile and shit hitting us up. Like that's just like things in the future to keep.
Well,
building off of,
when Semtex last weekend in Blood War, when they went to
last
to
week.
Sioux Falls,
Yeah,
there was a band, the Oceanic something.
Oh yeah, that was their Void. That was their first
Oceanic Void.
show. Yep.
I hit them up right after somebody
Oh, did
posted
you?
about them, and
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
"Hey, you know what? This is what we do. What I do. We're booking
Yeah, they're
at
brand new.
at
pretty sure.
at the Skyway, and we'd like to incorporate you into the mix of
sure.
everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
that's awesome.
I know Les does great things with Slam Dakota. That's another festival that's going to be
yeah.
coming up, and I think it's August 26th, right?
I have to double check it. I
believe
think
it
so. I
is.
think she changed it because it was July before. I have to double check. Worst friend ever.
But that is another festival
That
that
one's
is
gonna be insane.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and a great venue and a great spot, and they do indoor bands and outdoor in the parking lot, which is fucking phenomenal.
She's just dropping the waves now, and everyone's just
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, it's just
There's
insane.
a lot of work. Like
Yeah.
To do it on your own like that, it's insane.
And that's the thing. When we've talked about it too. With I hit her up, before we got the okay to do things at the Skyway,
really?
to let her know that if there are bands that she wants to bring this way,
Oh, yeah,
we would
for sure.
fucking gladly house them and help them get their shit here.
Yeah.
And she's already done that for some of the bands that,
Yeah.
that she's familiar with from here. Well, she fucking knows everybody anyway. but-
Yeah, we're all It's
But-
smart though to do a circuit like that. Just even like Cam and Fargo and Les out in Sioux Falls
Yep.
and us here, and I know people in Michigan, and
Yeah.
I have people that have booked bands for me in many states just on one tour, and it just makes sense to work together.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you live in Chicago, book them there, and they're like,
Right.
okay, and
Right.
just
Yeah,
book
that's
their
gonna
band or whatever. Just try to network more. It's just common sense, but
live show.
definitely a lot of networking is gonna be
Let me
smart
go
for
back.
everybody.
Show. Okay, here we go. See live. There we go. So I have, I think, a couple more tunes here. Yes, I have some from Hate Beast and some from Deterioration. We'll do a couple of those real quick. We're going to play some tunes real quick, and then we'll come back and actually talk about these shows that we got coming up. More shows that we got coming up here. I got these all out of fucking line again. Big surprise. How about that? Huh? Show. All right, here we go. I'm just going to put this on something completely different. And now for something completely different. All right, I'm going to do this here. We're going to listen to Hate Beast tune, and then we're going to come back and listen and chat about this last couple of shows that we got coming up here. And then that'll be pretty much it for our Saturday little get-together here. But I, again, appreciate you guys for joining us and chatting with us here in the chat rooms and whatnot. We got another person joining us. Thank you for joining us. We're going to listen to some Hate Beast, and then we'll be back, okay? How about that? We're going to listen to this, and you can look at us and be funny.
read like a bio from the Marquis de Sade. Felony assault, assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated mayhem. The victim was a teenage girl. Rape, murder too.
Do you remember a time you went to Bethany Baptist Church and they had little sandwiches and something to drink?
I remember it specifically because it was my birthday, December 27th, 1983. Mark said, "Come here, I'm going to show you something that no one has seen." He takes out of his briefcase the salamander letter.
Goddamn moving parts. Oh, thank you. Hope you guys are doing well. That's how I do it around here. I'm so professional. Just moving parts everywhere. My fingers don't work and I can't push buttons and all of that other good stuff. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We're just kind of going through some shows. We went through a bunch of stuff already. You're going to have to rewind and watch it all if you're coming in right now. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. We are very, very happy to be doing some stuff at the Skyway Theater, Studio B. Again, if you guys have any issues or if there's anything that you've heard of since them doing shows there, you know, I would really appreciate it if you came and chatted with us directly instead of like posting shit on the internet. It kind of is counterproductive to what we're trying to do in the music scene, not only for this club, but for the entire scene. To be more professional, to actually have real conversations instead of posting something so someone can actually attack from every single angle and you have absolutely no real conversation with anyone about something that is very important to us. And it also does, you know, fuck with people's money and does fuck with people's livelihood when you do stupid things like post it on the internet and leave it wide open for people to just run their mouth without any kind of real proof or, you know, solid proof of things going on. And I would just appreciate an open dialect with people to have a conversation about what we're trying to do here and trying to keep this place a safe spot and have good shows so good people can come and have fucking fun and be safe. And I can't say that enough. So hopefully if there's any issues, you guys will bring it to either one of us and we'll have a conversation about it. And definitely try to get to the bottom of whatever it is. And I can give you my guarantee as a personal, my own personal guarantee is that if you have a problem and you bring it to me, I'm going to try to solve it as fast as I can and try to get everything taken care of and try to, just make sure that it's going to be better for the next show and the next show and the next show after that. And hopefully it will trickle down to every other promoter that works around, and make sure that everybody's taken care of and fucking, that's the main thing, man. We got to make sure that people are paid, make sure people are taken care of. The venue's not trashed, and the venue's doing us a huge solid to house these big shows and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate just a heads up and just open dialect with people. I appreciate that very much. So thank you for joining us and having all of that good stuff. What's been going on, Alex? Tell me about what have you been cooking these last couple of days, dude? What you've been doing?
So right now, this morning,
stuff.
6 a.m, I pulled out a whole brisket. I'm brining.
Nice.
Gonna smoke it tomorrow. Homemade corned beef.
Nice. Now, is this just for your own personal consumption and like taking great pictures and like eating it for the rest of the week, or do you like cook it and feed it to all?
Some people eat my food. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to share my food.
Nice.
But yeah, I eat most of it.
Hell yeah.
I eat pretty good.
Now you do your blog, Stone Soup, right?
Yep.
And where can people get all the stuff, the info and everything?
Stonesoup.net.
Okay. Why .net not .com?
That was what was offered to me.
Okay. and you do post the stuff on Facebook as well, right?
Almost every single day, yes.
Okay. What are some of the now my wife loves carnitas, and that was the last time I hit you up for a carnita recipe, and I told her just like within the last like couple weeks, because it's been like 2 months since I hit you up for that recipe, and I go, oh, by the way, Alex gave me a recipe for carnitas. She just looked at me like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that before? Like, because I showed her some of the pictures of the stuff that you've done. I'm like, look at this shit. Look at this. This is what he's making right here. And she goes, why haven't we eaten that yet? I'm like, I don't know. I guess he doesn't like you. No. She knows I'm full of shit.
That's funny.
I do stuff like that all the time to her and my daughters.
Ruin her
Yeah.
day, just
Yeah. Why don't they want to have me there? Because you smell like pee. That's why. I do that all the time. It's like,
Oh no, maybe that's the key to healthy relationships.
well,
I don't know.
it's not just my wife too. My daughter gets it bad, where my daughter will just look at me like almost crying, like
Personally
she's not afraid to call me an asshole though. Why are you an asshole? And it's like, I was born that way. I don't know.
Same.
Trust me, you'll get it too.
Oh, she's probably on her way. She's on her way.
That type of thing.
Oh,
So how many recipes do you try to do per week?
So what's funny is I map out everything I'm going to eat,
Yeah.
all 3 meals for a month.
No
in
shit.
advance, yeah.
wow.
I have a calendar of everything I'm going to eat.
Weekly. Wow.
So,
That's impressive.
7 to 10 recipes a week on average.
Wow.
I'm up to, if I recall, 1,140
Holy shit!
right now. Been doing this 3 years.
Now, dude, how do you find all of these? Like, I know obviously you like
when
food.
people are on the internet playing games and shit,
Oh,
doing unproductive things, I read recipes and stuff about culture.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
But I mean, is it specific things that you like to eat? Like things have you tried before or things that you're interested
Some
in
of
trying?
it's stuff I've tried, some of it I've not tried at all.
Because you did some Vietnamese something the other day. Like you did some Vietnamese, I don't know, it was just looked fucking insanely good. I can't remember. It was like 3 days ago.
Was it those ginger beef patties?
Yes, it was.
I've
Yep.
been doing a lot of Hmong stuff.
Yeah, Hmong, that's what it was, Hmong beef patties.
Half my friends in grade school were Hmong, and I know nothing about their culture, so I read and learned about it. I asked questions.
Right. Do you still talk to any of those folks?
No, I don't talk to anyone from school.
But that would be crazy for you to like, hey man, what's going on? And like slap a dish in
Hit 'em
front of
with
them
it,
and
yeah.
they're like,
That's awesome.
what are you doing there? Wow,
I actually got a message last week from someone in New Mexico
Yeah.
that works at a native veterans hospital in their kitchen and is using my recipes right now because I have a ton of native recipes on there.
Yeah. Like what kind of
Vets.
stuff?
Three Sisters stew. There's a native blood sausage I made. They were talking about making that.
What's the Three Sisters stew all about?
It's corn, beans, and squash. It's like the 3 main ingredients that's used in native cooking
Wow.
that they grow. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
I would never know where to start. Like I'm making spaghetti and meatballs and chicken and shit. So like I need to go on his page. That's
Right.
cool though. I like how you do different cultures too, not just what.
Well, I think learning about food unites us.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, I love food, so I know what you're talking about
I mean, I
there.
kind of worship Bourdain, and that's what he was doing.
I love,
Right.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. that's got to be kind of a hit there too, man. That cat was fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
Fucking wasn't he like a black belt in jujitsu too? Like he
Not
was,
a black belt, but he
was into
did
it.
some martial arts. Yeah.
That's killer, man. Killer fucking cook and a strangler too. Will strangle you to death.
Yeah, he's a really. I know his movie's out now, isn't it? Did you
I
see
can't
that?
even watch this movie.
I watched it.
Just
last
cry the
couple
whole time.
episodes
Really?
That he did
Yeah.
Before he passed, and he was having like family issues and staying at like a hotel. Remember that? Do you
Yeah.
remember? And then the movie came out, and I couldn't watch it either. But I'm like, I get depressy.
What is it about metalheads that are like that
No,
though?
it's
Because
just
I know
him. It's just him. Like,
I'm
he's
the
just-
same way though. There's certain things, man, that
Yeah.
get me mushy, man.
I
There's
usually don't give a fuck about much. Like even
Yeah.
as a chick, I'm like, meh. But like he was just like a genuine person, like a good soul.
Yeah.
You could just like feel like he never like put on a show ever. Like
Yeah.
I watched him for years and years. And like even just sharing his personal struggles on the last episodes was like really unique because most of those people are just saving face and I'm fighting with my wife and shit. Like he just
Right.
put it all out there.
Right.
And like he showed his emotion. He didn't try to cover it up or
well,
anything.
he battled with depression quite a bit too, didn't he?
Yeah, but he showed it, which
Yeah.
was impressive because, like I said, most people try to like put on a good
Keep
show.
the Hollywood
literally,
style
and-
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was him. So.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
really-
that too, man. That's
That movie probably is pretty depressing.
yeah.
Sure, like
Yeah, man, I
the
can't
voiceover
even
and stuff,
imagine
too.
that.
Yeah.
It was a little iffy too. I didn't see it myself, but
All right, well, let's not get too.
too sad.
I'm sad now, dude. That's fucked up.
Sorry.
That's
Let's
fucked
go back
up.
to the cooking. That all sounds bomb. I'm starving.
Well, here we go. I am too, actually. We've got our next show together here at the Skyway is a pretty good sized tour. The Convalescence Necronomicon, right? That's what that is. I can't read the other ones. Aklula.
Yep. And then Reflection of Flesh, I believe is.
Yep,
on
and they're
the-
from Wisconsin, right?
Yep, they're from Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yep. And
They
then,
played at least with it
Yep.
before. Yep.
With was it Mortiskull that they played with?
No.
No. It was
They came through here.
they played with Coffin Rights, didn't they?
Yes.
When they were
Oh,
Coffin
that's
Rock.
Right. Yep. And they're on 1459, I believe, too.
Yeah.
I wanna say. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Echoes of the Fallen.
Good band. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Echoes of the Fallen, which you used to sing for.
I did, yes.
What made you decide to like step down from that project? Just
I'd rather not talk about it on the air.
okay. I got you.
But I have
there.
nothing but love for those guys. So.
Yeah.
That'll be
Good
perfect
dudes.
to
Good
line up, too,
dudes.
I feel like with them on the bill. For
Yeah.
Sure. And Necronomicon,
You're a big fan.
it's gonna be embarrassing though because I have to just pretend like I'm not. Be like, here's your money. Don't look me in the eye. Like,
I love you guys, man.
and the Convalescents, they're super cool. Like,
Yeah.
one of my good buddies, and it'll be cool to have them roll through again.
Yeah,
too,
and Keith is one hell of a dude. He's a hell of a promoter, man. That guy,
Yeah, he has
nonstop
agency
work,
and-
man. Nonstop work.
Yeah, he books international tours, national tours for people. His own like 34 tour dates on
Yeah.
this one. They're on huge ass festivals. I mean,
Yeah.
like 6 Feet Under, they did shows with. They're going overseas again with some huge bands coming up soon. Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Every day I'm like, "How's your day?" And I'm laying in bed. He's like, "I'm just booking another tour," and I'm like, "But it's 8 a.m. Keith."
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, he's always.
This
doing
tour is coming in on a Tuesday, May 3rd, Skyway Theater, 711 Hennepin Avenue, Minneapolis. Doors are at 6 p.m. 18 plus. $12 in advance, 15 at the door. This is going to be a fucking rock solid show. It's going to be a super fun show. Come down on a Tuesday evening. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fucking blast. These guys put on a fantastic show. I'm excited to see the Necronomicon band because if you're stoked about it, I'm going to have to check that shit out.
Get your corpse paint ready, Greg. Greggy, what do they call you? on
Yep,
the
Greggy, that's it.
demo?
Corpse painted Greggy.
I'm down. The fake
Yep.
blood and everything on a Tuesday. That
Yeah.
was like one of the only shows too where I was like, oh, a weekday, but then like, how do you say no to that? Like,
Yeah.
it could have been a Monday.
Yeah.
I'd still be down for the cause because Necronomicon too, they haven't even toured in forever.
Well, hopefully that
Yeah. I think-
helps the draw.
Yeah, and just their like videos they've been putting out too, like start promoting, getting the wheels turning again. They're just fucking solid. Like, I mean, you can just watch them and just it's like watching a little movie.
Yeah.
You know? It's gonna be cool.
I love when people put a lot of time into
yeah,
their shit
it's
like
like
that. It's
a whole
killer.
show, not just watching the band on stage.
Well, you know,
and the Convalescent same way.
Yeah, I love that was my thing as a kid, man. You know, when MTV actually played music and you know Headbangers Ball and shit.
Headbangers Ball,
and all I remember seeing Sepultura for the first time and just sitting there just going, whoa, you know, because it was like worn, torn country is what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? That fucking
enthralled with it, yeah.
Brazilian fucking just run down shit everywhere. It was killer. I loved it. So I love people who still do the videos,
Yeah,
people who
they're-
still
yeah.
put the time and money into doing that stuff, and it always adds that you get the gist of the feel of the song
Even
to
their
me.
playthroughs, though, honestly, like they did like some drum cams and shit, and they just have so many views on it. And typically it'd be like boring drum cam, like
Right.
you know, for me to watch. But like theirs is just there's something about it. Like it's still just
Right.
I don't know. It's
There's
intense.
one
It
drummer
definitely
that
sucks you in.
that fucking makes me. I have to watch his shit. That's Trent Kelly from fucking
Unmerciful.
yeah, Unmerciful.
Oh, that'll be fun,
That dude is a freak, dude. Just
Yeah, usually I don't care too much, but theirs, I was like, oh, the Convalescence does drum cams too that are really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a good show.
I love the rubber shit they paint themselves with.
The latex. Or
Yeah,
what?
I was like, what the
They
fuck
got the
is
fake
that, dude?
blood,
They
it's
are
just like-
fucking just covered in that shit,
Yeah.
man. They came off the bus, and they just look,
Normal-ish.
like touring musicians,
Right.
and then all of a sudden I turned around and turned back. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, man, we paint ourselves all up. And he's like, the shit doesn't run off when you sweat.
No, it's weird because somebody thought I was actually hurt. I booked them in St. Cloud and he put handprints like this, and the chick's like, "Are you okay?" Because it looks so real, and I'm like, "But it didn't run or anything.
Yeah.
Didn't ruin my eyelashes." And
Right.
yeah, she thought I was literally bleeding from my neck. That's how real it was. Why would I be standing here
Yep.
still? But okay.
And not at the hospital.
Yeah, but they have squirt guns and everything. Like I don't know if they'll pull it out for our Tuesday, but Michigan Metal Fest, yeah, they'll squirt the crowd with fake blood and it's just it's a great time. For
Nothing
sure.
wrong with that. I like that shit.
Right?
What do you see? This is one that now we have two shows this night, and this is
okay, guys.
this is what we were saying. What I was trying to say earlier is that now with the 30th show, we ended up booking over some friends of ours that are playing at the Underground, which is something that I really hate doing because it's like you're poking
Can't
at each
avoid it,
other.
though,
Yeah, you can't
so,
avoid
I
it
mean-
because there's only so many weekends or days that you can get into a club, and you gotta get in when you can to play. It's just unfortunate sometimes that you end up having to cut people's toes off or whatever, But there are two different shows going on the opposite side of town, just outside of downtown and downtown. This one is a huge one for Alex, and I know Alex is one of his favorite bands of all
I
time.
auditioned for him.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's right.
I didn't know.
And you booked Narcotic Wasteland before here as well. So Malevolent Creation and their 30 Years of Retribution, Malevolent Creation with special guest Narcotic Wasteland, and then local openers Krog and Maniacal Force, both fantastic local bands. May 6th, 2022. Let me see here. I'm fucking blind. 18 plus, 6:30 doors, 7:30 music. Let me see here. 20 in advance, 25 at the door. Get your tickets again at skywaytheater.com. And then the next show right across town is Club Underground May 6th with the Mentors, Elbow Deep, and Pursuit, correct? There's nobody
Yeah.
else on that one? Just those three?
It's Chris Stark and I hosting that one, and we just did the three bands for the the space.
Yeah.
We have more room for people. And Elbow Deep is going to be their CD release too. I don't know if you guys know them at all.
I am not familiar.
They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard of them until recently, and I saw some videos. I'm like sold like instantly.
Right.
They have a lot of cool stage
Where are they from?
antics and shit. Chicago.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So they're driving 6 hours for the show. Like
Not bad.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pursuit, obviously, they never fail. To,
Yeah.
they just keep getting better and better and better.
They do,
So I
man.
think it'll be the perfect lineup. And I think having competing shows isn't that big of a deal either because we're gonna draw differently because we have more punk style. And
Yep.
the Mentors fans are the Mentors fans.
Yep.
And your guys' show too. I think it'll just be a good mix of both.
My question is how many Mentors fans are going to have butt plugs in? My question.
How many?
That's
All
it.
of them.
I'm just saying.
How many?
Yeah,
Everyone.
this is kinky. They're kinky. They're kinky folks, man. The mentors seem to piss people off
It's gonna be a night
quite
of
a bit.
debauchery and fun at Club Underground.
Well, yeah.
That's all. It's gonna be just a good time.
I mean,
you know?
Donkey Dick's a great song.
Yeah, dude. What is it? The 4F Club, dude.
4F
Find
Club.
them, feel them, fuck them, forget them. That shit, dude.
Sandwich of Love.
That fucking the
on the
fucking
reg.
tits, ass, and pussy. That shit's fucking
God.
such a great. Dude, I remember seeing that shit fucking when I was younger, and I just love that shit. They're just
It's
out of
catchy, too.
hand,
It's
man.
catchy, yeah.
You can't get away from
Well,
that
it's
shit.
like the shock rock thing. It's not to be taken seriously. I think that's the biggest thing to just come away from the show.
Yeah.
Is it's all for a show. They're not
Yeah.
seriously let me go through your
R-
purse, lady.
rapists. Yeah.
I mean, it's just obviously as a woman booking it too. Clearly, I would be more.
Although I've heard
aware, but,
rumors that they're a little cringy.
Oh yeah. Who is it these days? But I still think they'll be fun.
This is
and
true.
they're getting older older too. You know, it's gonna be
Hey
okay.
man, I'm an old cringy fucker. I know how that goes.
Cringe,
I'll be staring at some fucking.
But yeah,
I
it'll
better
be
keep my
perfect.
mouth shut.
I think it'll be good though to have your guys, death metal force. They're more like thrash, right? I've seen
No, they're
They're old
they're
school
death
death.
metal.
Really?
They're death metal.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
I saw
heavy.
them not long ago. Yeah, I just saw them, but I was trying to think if they.
Yeah, we were at the same show. It was at
Okay.
North Star Bar.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was more like thrash. Okay.
I thought it was more death stuff.
Really?
I'll,
I dig them a lot.
yeah,
so.
they're fucking heavy as shit.
Yeah, so
I
it'll be
like
more
them.
like on the death metal end, and mine's like more punk. And either
That
way,
drummer's
I mean,
fucking-
It'll be a good time.
He flies.
Yeah,
And
Brandon.
Krog, I haven't seen Krog in a good while. I think since Slam Dakota last year, and the Irish Cannon, fucking Mike Kern, pounding it out. Big Wes playing bass, and Brian and Big Rob playing guitar in that band. One of my favorite local bands. I really do enjoy Krog quite a bit. So that's a really, really good show. Again, 30 years of Retribution, Malevolent Creation, Narcotic Wasteland, Krog, Maniacal Force, May 6th at Studio B, Skyway Theater, 711 Hennepin Avenue, Minneapolis. $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Get your tickets at skywaytheater.com. 18 plus show, 6:30 doors, 7:30 show. Again, across town, right down the street from there. Club Underground. Again, more punk related stuff. Not so much death metal like that, but another great show if you want to check it out. And go support Pursuit. They're a great band from Minnesota. The Mentors, May 6th at Club Underground with Elbow Deep. $10 at the door, 21 plus. Go over there, check it out. 2 fantastic shows on the same evening. I wish we could just bring those guys over and we could just do one big fucking,
Right, a big old fest.
big, lubed up fucking.
One big messy.
Yeah, I was gonna go way further with that, and I decided I should probably just shut up.
The fact that I booked a band called Elbow Deep, there's no holds bar. Like, who gives a fuck?
This
anymore? Like,
this is what I love
It's
the
all
most
good,
about
it's
it is
all
that
good.
as
So
as
funny.
cancel culture as anybody would want to be,
Right.
a female booked the Mentors. That to me
I think
is
it's gonna get more canceled.
You must
I
really
don't
hate
know.
women, don't
Yes.
you?
Anytime I'm gonna attack now for it, I'm gonna be like, you must just hate
oh
women.
my god.
And it's all just, it's not to be taken seriously.
Oh.
Like that. That's the biggest thing. I mean, come on now.
Oh, Alex, you killed me with that one. That's fucking good. You must really hate women. Come on, we're supposed to be together on
If you
this whole
cancel
thing.
that, then cancel Cannibal Corpse for stripped, rape, and strangled.
Right?
Shut the fuck up.
Right,
Songs
dude.
ever,
Right.
Actually.
I think that's lost in music these days. That people don't understand that it's a story.
It's an
Context.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Exactly.
Come
People
on,
are into
man.
horror movies.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, when we were kids, you know what I mean? It's like the death metal shit. People automatically like lumped you in with this satanic like
Yeah.
fucking cannibal
Still
shit.
do
Where
now for me.
it's
I'm
like, come on, man. You really think that I'm? We've got kids and shit. I mean, Alex has got.
I don't. I got satanic shit all over me, so they
But
lumped
still,
me
but
incorrectly.
You're the
well,
actual devil himself.
I mean,
I'm
I-
just kidding. No, but I get what you mean. They kind of like lumped you.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's so fucking stupid. I just think it's so dumb that you can't take the context of what it is and take it for its face value. It's entertainment. Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah,
Do we have
you're
to
not
have a
really
stamp
going-
on it like the PMRC bullshit that went on? You know
That
what I mean?
was the thing, yeah.
Do not cancel us. This is fucking entertainment only. Fucking adults. Supervision only. Come on, man. This is a rated X
Censored.
album.
Right,
You just
right.
got stamps. There's not even a picture anymore. It's just
It's
fucking
just
100
black.
stamps. Do not cancel us on the back of it. That's it.
Shit.
Fucking
I haven't
get
gotten
a
to
grip.
it yet, actually, so I'm waiting, but I think it'll be a good time. I mean, I think both shows that night, like, you really couldn't fuck it up with either.
No. No.
You're gonna have a great time, whatever you choose.
No, you should just come and see all the locals and
Yeah.
don't support any of the nationals.
yeah. hang out.
Go to one of our shows in the beginning and go to the other one in the beginning and then leave.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
it.
No, it'll be a great time. And props to Chris Stark too for hosting with me at Club Underground. That's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully I can make it to your guys' show. too.
I thought he was gonna stab me. I honestly did. He's like,
No, he's
"Fuck,
such a
man." He's
cool
like, "You
dude.
couldn't have fucking booked something."
that what he said
I'm like, "Dude, we can't." Well, on the 30th, he said that too. He's like, "You couldn't have booked some other
Oh,
fucking
that's
bands." He's like, "I want to
right.
see both of those bands. What the fuck,
Yeah.
man?" He's like, "I haven't seen Torment yet. I want to see those guys."
Right. Yeah, no, he's super chill. And like
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is too is just like looking at the bigger picture with things.
Yeah.
Like even if something's like competing, like is it helping the scene as a whole? Yes or no?
I
And
think
that's
so.
kind of where I was like, hey guys, do this show. You know what I mean? 'Cause
And-
it's like
and
it's helping the scene. either way.
Yes. Alex and I technically have the signature on the Malevolent show, but you really had the full hand in this thing. So I mean, it really, as a team, we really kind of. That night is going to be just off the fucking change.
That was a tough one even. When she came back, I'm like, I knew this was going to happen.
I knew it too, man. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man.
I think it worked out, in the best way. Like, fuck it. It'll be,
Yeah. And I can't even imagine trying to book a fucking nationwide tour. You know what I mean? It's got to be just chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
Like,
she mentioned needing an assistant, and I was like, oh, that's stressful.
Yeah.
All that, I might stay in my lane over here.
Yeah.
But she does a lot of work, and she's working like all the time.
yeah,
Like,
big ups to Andrea.
Yeah.
Appreciate it very much for being patient and going back and forth with us. I know that she was trying to get the maximum of everything, and that's as management, you got to do that for your client, and that's important and super. I give mad props to that shit.
Awesome.
Thanks for getting back to us and having everything squared away, and I'm glad that the club was able to accommodate too, man. Thanks to James in the Skyway for that, because that's a huge deal. Yeah, these shows are going to be really fun. I think it's going to hopefully open up a lot more doors. And I mean, we've got a show coming up in June that we haven't even released yet, and that's even crazier because
super heavy.
Yeah, super heavy. And
Yes.
and we've really tried to spread the love throughout these shows so far. You know what I mean, with the openers and with the people involved in it, and I'm pretty stoked. I'm really excited. I thank you guys for being a part of it.
Thanks
And,
for asking again.
Yeah,
man.
I know. I was like, when you were going to call that day, I was like, what did I do? Because I think I just got drunk at Club Underground. I was like, am I in trouble? What happened?
Oh, yeah. When I was just like,
yeah,
hey,
and I was like, I text Jake. I'm like, I think Greg might be mad at me. He's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. He wants to call. And then it was about the shows. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
But I didn't know because, like, you never call me. So I was like, what? What
Yeah.
did I do, Greg?
Yeah.
And then it was all good news. I was just paranoid for some reason. But,
Well, I mean,
I'm
that
excited.
was the thing, man, is that I was really, both of you guys were people I really wanted to work with too,
Right.
so
Yeah,
it was like, I knew that if we put our heads together, things
Oh,
would materialize well. And
Yeah.
hopefully we're shooting for the stars. I mean, it was like,
Right,
we're a couple shows in and I'm just going, holy fuck, this could be insane.
Kind of picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because one of the main questions that I asked was like, can we do multiple rooms?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
That'll be
if
cool
we
down the
book
line.
and I know Bobby did that too there. You know what I mean? He ran 2 rooms with some of his stuff, but it was like sometimes overkill almost. And not to
really, to
shit
have,
on
like,
Bobby at
different-
all about
yeah.
anything with the Leo Presents stuff, but it was like when I had him on the show, I talked to him about that, like taking too many bands, and everybody having to sell tickets all at the same time, and it's like,
Yeah.
That's when he takes in the Summer Slaughter tour.
yeah, that's exactly what it was, and he understood that, and that's,
Yeah.
I mean, he pulled back from that too, which was nice for him to be receptive enough to take it in and actually use it.
Yeah,
I guess
sounds like he's very receptive to things.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally that well, but yeah, it seems like he's definitely receptive. Like when I hear things like that, it just kind of like circles back in my head of other things I've heard where he actually takes the input and he's not just like,
Yeah,
like not
it
caring about-
bums me out though that people shit on him so bad that and they don't.
complain about fucking anything though, Greg. It
You're
doesn't
right.
matter.
You're
what the
absolutely
fuck
right.
it is.
You're
They're gonna
absolutely right.
bitch. And
But-
they can't do it. He doesn't. I could never. I don't know
Well,
if I
yeah.
want to.
Who else is though? That's the thing. Who the fuck else is? And you can shit on them all you fucking want to, but who else is bringing the bands that you like to listen to your fucking town? Nobody else.
Or
And
having
if
the
you
locals
have
on
that
them.
big of a fucking problem with it, where's your fucking money?
Right,
Where's your
right,
contacts with all the people that are involved in the shit? You know what I mean? It's like you can run your mouth all you want, but where's your cash? That's what I'm
Right.
talking
He's
about.
helped out my bands a ton of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's helped me get into whiskey when that was open. I
Yep.
mean,
Yeah, you were doing shows there
Yeah.
too, right? And I mean that's huge, man. You
so I
know,
can't really say anything negative
no,
about him. He's
not
always
at all.
been good to me.
I've always had great workings with him, man. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And a lot of people they put the pay to play moniker on, the logo on the situation. In my opinion, man, it's much like the Decker days back in the day where he would have you circle your name on something. There's no monetary value other than if your tickets don't go through the door, then you don't see that much money. You know what I mean? That's how he would gauge you. He would print out little cards with your name, all the names on it, and he'd have you circle the band. And if it was like a coupon, so
Okay.
$10 at the door or $5 with this coupon that has
nice,
your
that's
name
smart.
circled around it,
Yeah.
right? So then at the end of the night, he would tally up everybody and how many of them coupons came through the door.
Okay.
And he would get pissed at us because I would stand out the front door and go, hey, you know me right here. Use this coupon. I would do it all the time. I was fucking notorious for that shit. That's how Jack Koshik in fucking Milwaukee, who did the Milwaukee Metal Fest, he almost booted me off the fucking bill twice because we had to pay to play, but we were covering a band from L.A. because the L.A. band didn't have any fans in the area.
Hard part with some of those festivals. You're going
But
there.
I would take it and I would go out and like a block away and go, hey, you're going to the show? Yeah. You got tickets? No, here you go. And you're getting a discount ticket. Dude, he walked right up to me and was like, you want to stay on this bill? Don't do that anymore. Oh, it's cool. I just sold my last one.
I can't say I've never done that on a Bobby show. Sorry, Bobby.
He's getting paid, though. What's wrong with that? Though?
What's that?
What's the big deal if he's getting paid?
Well, because he's getting the door money.
Oh, duh.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Still, I mean.
Oh, he'd get really mad about that. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and Jack's really old school. He's really old school, and there was a lot of things with him and Decker that were so fucking volatile half the time,
really?
man.
Yeah,
it was just insane with those two. Dude, we went over there one year, and I ended up staying at Jack's condo, you know, and it's like one of those guarded. So you walk in, the dude's like, "Who you here to see?" And there's
really?
Decker, you know, I'm here to see fucking Jack Koshik, you know what I mean? And we go upstairs, and it's like, you know, he's got the sound guy staying there with it, you know, and I'm laying on a couch snoring. Jack's in the back room snoring. He comes out, he don't even know we're there. He comes out and he's like, "Who the fuck are you guys, and what are you doing here?" You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. Wes and Jesse are sleeping in the fucking van with the merch and shit. It was insane, man. Insane
I've
shit.
heard many stories, but that's about it.
Yeah. And he's such a good, he's a really good guy. I mean, you know, personally, he's a good dude, you know. So
Well, that's a different thing too, just like business end of things. Like even with Bobby, like nobody's gonna agree on every single aspect of anything. You know?
You're absolutely right though. There's
Be on the
people
same
will
page.
bitch about everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There's
So I just tune it out. Like whatever it is, I'm like, I think I told who was I talking? I think I was talking to Jake the other day too, and I was like, well, if I get canceled, I'm just gonna take a nap. Like I was gonna fucking go to bed.
Yeah.
Like not have to spend money. Like not that I don't love it, but you know what I mean. I'm like, worst case
I
scenario,
love the stuff when it came up with the Malevolent show and Alex was like, well, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Right,
It's all bullshit anyway, you know. And you were like the calmest one. I was like, oh fuck, no, we just announced this shit.
It was
Could
like
have
the
been
same
like
minute too.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck, man, you know.
That's always
And again, this is the thing. It's like, you know, you wish that the bands that you are in contact with, you know, these are people that you know, would call you and just say, hey, dude, did you know this? Do you know that?
Try to actually have
And
a
then you
conversation.
say, well, hey, did you know this? You know, get your fucking facts straight first. And you can't. Here's the thing: is like, we reached out to the management, you know. Under advisement, you're like, hey, reach out to her, see what she says, and that, you know, they sent us a letter addressing everything that was stated. You know what I'm saying? And professional as we could possibly fucking be with this whole thing, you know, where I wanted to go right back into the street and go, I'm going to punch somebody. This is what people don't understand. Like, I'm the old Greg, so it's like, I'll just lay it out there. My mindset is I want to punch somebody. Some days it's I want to punch somebody really bad, right? The difference between old Greg and younger Greg was I would probably punch you. And now I'm like, fuck, I want to punch you, but I can't because I got so much other shit to do.
We can do that because the cops don't respond anymore.
Right. This
That
is
is
true.
the thing, that is true.
So we got to do it in
So keep
Minneapolis.
that in mind.
Right? We got to do that in Minneapolis, right? That's what it is. You got to do it right downtown.
They don't come on the north side for shit.
That's what I'm saying. They don't come
I'm like
over
another
there.
machine gun. They're just like, well, because there's so many.
Yeah.
There. So
Yeah.
you call them up, and they come after the fact. I'm like, well, damn, you missed it, but okay, I'm glad I got out of there. But
Hey, what?
they don't come for
Did you
much.
call the cops? Yeah, like 4 days later
No,
or
dude,
4 days
yeah.
earlier. Well, we wanted to make sure everybody was clear. You
For
know what I
real.
mean? That type
I
of
had
shit.
somebody at my door for like 45 minutes, and the cops called back. Like, I didn't even call
They
them.
still there?
Yeah, no, it was like an hour later, and I'm like, well, now I finally got him to leave after I had a couple, you know,
Choice words.
no, machete, couple dogs,
Right.
whatever. But you're on your own. Like, I mean, it's you, some kids, and some dude at your door, and he literally was there for like 45 minutes. And the cops never shut up. They just call back like, "It's all good there." I'm like, well, yeah, thanks to me. Like,
Fucking
5'2" with the machete. And
Come to
shit.
my house
Like,
for 45 minutes.
No, he just sat up.
Oh,
It was
God.
weird.
I would
He was, like, trying
fucking
to find a friend in
hurt
your
somebody.
house. But shit like that happened all the time there. Like it was right off.
Let
of
us know when
Fremont
something
Street.
happens.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Let us know what's too
Yeah.
late.
Let us know when your throat is slit already.
Yeah, literally.
Fucking, you know,
No,
bullshit.
they just don't have time to respond, I feel like now, so good point.
Ugh, craziness.
Yeah, definitely chaos there for sure.
Man, all of that's just craziness. You know, it's I don't understand why it's so hard to just reach out to people these days. You know, to have an actual conversation. You know, like you can. I had this conversation with the guys from Simothwa, and it was like one of those conversations where it was like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Where you're all in front of each other.
Yeah.
You're talking about, and it was the Kyle Rittenhouse shit, right? And we were sitting in a booth, all of us, and it was at the North Star Bar. It was that same show, I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, I
And
remember. Okay.
we were all sitting there,
That's cool.
and I like literally looked around, and I'm like, "Fuck, we should probably watch what we're saying." And Jeff looks at me and he goes, "Why?" You know, he goes, "That's the problem. Is the world's fucking so goddamn soft. You can't actually have an opinion because you'll be attacked. You know what I mean?"
no matter
He's like, "I don't give a fuck who hears me say what I say. You know, I believe what I say. You know." And it was a breath of fresh air
Probably
because,
super refreshing, yeah.
well, it's like, you know, you put something on Facebook, like just how you feel about something, and then everybody wants to attack you. And it's not just that one person that you're having a conversation with. It's like them and their friends and their fucking uncle.
Double down on you.
Yeah, triple down on you, man. It's like, what the fuck, man?
I just stopped posting anything that had any sort of
Me too.
value. I
Me
just
too.
post, flyers, bullshit, and then like a depressing quote here and there. 'Cause
The
it's
last
a
thing
problem.
that I posted that got attacked, and this is so fucked up, is that it was posted from a veterinarian saying something about a specific brand of food that their place that they work at. This is who they sponsor, right? This is the ones
like
that is
their-
healthy for their animals.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. I had a friend who works at an opposite veterinarian place, and they went
down.
back and forth with each other, and it just attacked each other about. You know that your company's only sponsoring one, and this is because their products, and they were given products, and they, you know, blah 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 blah. And she's like, first of all, I am a tech. I'm a vet tech. Who are you? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm a vet tech too. And so your company does this, and my company does that. And I was just like, delete. I'm not even in the.
it's not even
I'm not
worth it.
facilitating any of this. Fuck off. Like,
That's super random. That would be the one.
take care of the fucking animals. What does it matter what food you fucking? You know what I mean? Get fucked.
God, please.
Their favorite flavor is their asshole.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right.
Oh God.
That's what
not
I'm
making
saying,
any
man. Like,
ass
come
jokes
on,
at all.
man.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Moving on.
My dog likes cat shit and chinchilla shit.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause we-
chinchilla shit is
yeah,
in the
we gotta-
cage, or
we-
where's it at?
She runs around. It's like a
Oh, that's fair. I thought it was like going in the cage and just.
no. He'll go into the litter box though.
Yeah,
Comes out with a cigar hanging out of his mouth. It's fucking disgusting, man. I'm yelling at him. He's like
Outside,
looking
my
at me,
dog used to
going,
do that.
"What, man? This shit's good." And I'm like, "No,
I
it's
used to
bad."
scream and then it would drop it and then I'd
Yeah.
scream more. So now I'm just like,
Yeah.
have a heyday, dude.
Yep. Pound it down as long as you're not getting worms, and I got to pay for it. It's horrible for him. You know what I mean? You're fucking eating waste for fuck's sake. You know.
Glitter on it and shit too. No.
How good is that?
Ow.
That's not good. Put it back. Sorry, I took that one way too far.
It
All
got
right,
deep, yeah.
that's good shit. All right, well, we're at the tail end of this. Is anything you guys want to add to any of this stuff? Jared says, "Congrats! Oh, on the 300. Thank you, man. I think Natalie had something to do with the 300.
No, I don't know.
I think with all the posts between us linking.
Oh, like I don't remember that day, Greg. It's all you. No, we're definitely been trying to like cross promote too, which I think just helps in general.
Yeah.
I try to share everybody's shit, which doesn't always happen.
I do
But,
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
That's-
I know. I see you,
that's-
and then I share from you too. Like,
it's what I do. If I see it, I share it, and you know, a lot of people are like, "Dude, you know, it's so great." It's like, honestly, and I've said this a million times, it's just me giving back to the people that have given, and it's not even the same bands. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like
same,
when I
yeah.
started, none of these bands were around,
Right.
but it's a lot of the same people that support me and what I do. And I just give it to them. It's much like the podcasting community too, and the people who podcast. We usually share each other's stuff and kind of keep that going as well.
Where do you share it? Like on your
Wherever you can.
accounts or,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we subscribe, and always when we're doing these, like,
of course.
I'll say Jared Singer's Extravaganza. I'll say something like that, or the Thrash Metal Studios, which is Andrew Altman's thing that he has going on, and.
Cool. Okay.
Sometimes it's you forget about it, and they'll jump in the chat and say, "Hey, fucker," and you just give them a shout out, and that's the way it is.
That's cool though.
Yeah,
I
fuck
try to
yeah.
share as much as I can. Obviously, some things fall through the cracks, but it's good to definitely spread the love a little bit.
Yes, it's important. I mean, this is what we resorted to.
Old school.
Is going old school, and we've talked about this. And Alex was at Immolation last night, and you guys were at Soulfly too, or
No, Sepultura the night before,
Yep.
Cannibal Corpse.
Yep.
Corpse was packed out. Too.
Yes, it was seeing that
Cool.
a video and pictures of that. I was
Yeah.
very, very optimistic about what we're trying to do too. Like
That was, even waiting in line, it was like, I don't know when you got there, but when I got there, I was like wrapped around the block, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got there right towards the end of Whitechapel.
Oh, really? Because, back in the day when I was listening to Cannibal Corpse by myself in Chisholm, Minnesota, like, I was just the weird one that would, like, try to fit in and, like, do cheerleading, but, like, listening to,
Yeah.
with a knife.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
But, like, standing in line at 34, I was like, it's coming full circle. Like, the shit's still popular. Like,
Yeah.
it's packing out, it's selling out.
Yeah.
It's just, like, a really good feeling, even though
Yeah.
it's freezing, to death. But
being involved in the fringe end of it too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
it's just really cool.
it always made me happy.
Yeah,
All this stuff has always made me fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not in a band. Alex is in Grand Demise. I mean, you're not in a band. It's just the love of this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But you appreciate all the stuff that you know what I mean. You were the representative of the female versions of us in this culture. You know what I'm saying? Well, no,
I get it. Yeah,
because there isn't a lot of female spokespeople for this type of shit. You know what I mean? It's like
Shanti, Les, and there's limited, unfortunately. Even just to find chicks to go to shows with is hard.
Yeah.
Yep. Shanti's always down for the cause, which is
Right.
great. She runs her promotional company, but otherwise it's just like, even growing up though, like I said, there was nobody really that man or woman
Right.
that listened to the shit I did, and
Right.
I just always clung on to it, like
Sure.
in my own little outlet. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. I think it's fucking badass. Really stoked for all three of you guys that got to book at the Skyway Theater. Hopefully, Mr. Greg, Mr. Alex, and Miss Natalie, things go smoothly for you, and you'll have a safe environment for shows. Dude, we're all three of us are thinking that same thing, man, and it is so important to us to like just make this community that much stronger and try to spread it out. I know a lot of people have said that in previous situations, even with Lee's, like you kind of get into a mode of like, it started out as once a month, then it was like a couple times a month, and then it was fucking pretty much every weekend we were doing shows there. If it wasn't mine, it was yours. If it wasn't ours, it was Elena doing something for the Root of All Evil, or Bill did some stuff for the Roar of the Underground. And I've even reached out to those guys as far as like Josh Kellerman, telling them like, hey, if you guys want to do a show with us involved for the Root of All Evil or for the Roar of the Underground, I've mentioned that to Bill as well. I think it just strengthens all of the outlets that we have too. You know what I mean? With the Roar of the Underground, the Ritual Madness podcast, and fucking Stone Stoop, all the stuff, and that's something that was just again spreading the love throughout the community is that this huge shit. Hopefully everybody's staying safe. Hopefully everybody's not getting fucking gouged. Hopefully you don't have big monster trucks for the gas prices right now, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ.
Straight, not driving.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it. But again, like I said, these shows are up on all of our pages. You'll see us at the shows flyering and everything like that, and trying to get the word out for this stuff at the Skyway. Like I said, this is fucking huge. This Malevolent show, we've got Krog and Maniacal Force on that one, and those are the last tunes that we're gonna play going out of this deal here. I'm sorry, I'm fucking idiot.
Ouch, Greg.
I'm an idiot.
Ouch.
I'm an idiot. Go ahead. Now the reason I forgot about this is because
it was so awesome.
No, well, you were waiting to
Yes.
to say the headliner, the surprise headliner for the Midwest Death Fest, Saturday, June 25th. I'm so sorry about that.
It's all good.
I'm fucking like, I'm out the
We were
door.
talking about cat shit and stuff. So
Yes, we were. That the most important
we
stuff.
were down for that.
Yes.
guys.
So tell us about this whole deal.
So this is kind of a spin-off Midwest Death Fest. I used to do Granite City Metal Festival in St. Cloud. And then when I moved down here, I wanted to make it just bigger and more just brutal.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
So definitely stepped it up this year, and Andrew Johnson is helping me too.
Thank you, Andrew.
Co-host it. So yeah, that'll be great to have that extra help with just the promotion, everything too. So our headliner is Putrid Pile. Everybody knows him, I assume. Yeah, super stoked about having him out here. Sean's a great dude, and
The
he's
one
definitely
man
gonna melt.
fucking slam machine.
Yeah, he's gonna melt a whole lot of faces. Unmerciful, Casket Robbery, Gorgatron, who always,
Kills it.
yeah, they always kill it. Coffin Rites. Agony Reigns, get some thrash on there. That'll be great. Semtex and Maul from Fargo. So definitely a heavy-hitting lineup. I'm really stoked about this one. We've stepped up quite a bit from the Granite City Metal Fest days. Not that it wasn't fun, but having some huge bands like Putrid Pile, I think will be really good for the community
Yeah,
too. and just bringing
Unmerciful,
more shit here.
too.
Unmerciful, yeah. I'm
They
excited
are
to have them.
absolutely fucking brutal,
Yeah,
man. I got
and
to
that
see
was-
them last year, and they were
Yep.
killer.
That was definitely the whole vibe I was going for. It was just like a heavy-hitting fucking, just a brutal night of death metal at Amsterdam.
Now,
Like, why not?
Casket Robbery. Now they have a female singer.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she's awesome. Megan, they're really, really heavy too.
Right.
Yeah, have you heard their stuff?
I have not.
Oh, yeah, definitely check them out. They're
Alex
awesome.
Alex was drumming for him for a little while,
Yep,
and
yep,
then
yep. I think, I don't know who they have on drums now, but yeah, that wasn't, I think maybe a couple years, 2 years or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I could give or take, but yeah, they're awesome, and they have a really big fan base too.
Yeah, I've
they're
seen that.
growing all the time, and
Yeah,
their
yeah.
promotion's on point. Like,
Yeah.
their shit's
I see 'em on
flawless. Like,
Instagram
it's
all the time.
crazy. Yeah, like you can't miss them because they're always blasting quality stuff out
Yep,
there too.
yep.
It's not just
Yeah.
some days, you know.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Casket Robbery, yeah, they're amazing, and that'll be at Amsterdam Bar in St. Paul on June 25th, and you can get tickets online too on the Amsterdam site or at the door as well. So either way, and they're pretty cheap. I mean, we're trying to stick to 25 at the door, 20 pre-sale.
yeah,
So trying to cover
Standard.
the cost, nothing crazy. If you want to buy us some tacos or something,
Yeah.
about the cost. But otherwise, we're just trying to pay the venue, pay the bands, and have really good times. So again, shout out to Andrew for helping jump on this one too, and gonna start blasting out now that we have a new flyer and everything. And
Amsterdam's a solid venue as well.
that'll be perfect. Yeah.
Another one that kind of shied away a little bit from hosting local bands a lot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, but it is a great venue. It's a big room and nice.
That's what we need.
Nice decor, killer food too. The food's
Yeah.
fucking
Sounds good there.
fantastic. Always,
Mm-hmm.
sounds really good in there.
Lighting, stage,
Yep.
everything's perfect in there
Yeah.
for sure.
This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. So, and we just dropped the updated flyer today, and we'll update all the socials in a little bit here. Obviously coming on the podcast, I just quick
Yeah, yeah, for
shout
sure.
out there. I think Andrew shared it like 20 times, so he was at least
Yeah.
on call for one of us. So
Yeah.
definitely keep blasting it out and look out for the new all the new graphics will be up shortly.
Yeah. Putrid Pile. If you haven't, like I said, the Putrid Pile. If you've never seen that guy play,
man.
I was so blown away by that dude.
gonna be crazy.
I seen him at Spring Bash a few years back, and my jaw absolutely dropped. The guy programs all the drums himself, and just a dude in a guitar just tearing that fucking
Just
shit up.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean. And he's so like unassuming and such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And then like his lyrics alone, I'm like, oh, I see you. Okay. You want to talk about getting canceled? Google that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Talk about brutal. I'm
Yeah.
like, dang.
Oh yeah.
No, he's awesome. And just, I don't know, some of his videos too, he has like 3 million views just because
Wow.
he's such a fucking, look up on YouTube some of his shit. It's just insane.
Yeah, he's a
And it's
freak,
just
man.
him, like, it's so,
Yeah,
so
if there's not a huge pit going for that shit, you guys got
Oh.
broken legs because that shit is that shit is
Yeah.
heavy as hell, man, heavy as hell. And again, like I said, Unmerciful. I seen those guys for the first time and at the Slam Dakota last year, and oh man, they were killer.
Yeah,
that
they
that
ripped some
that Trent
faces
Kelly
off, too.
dude is so fucking fast, just unbelievable. And they're all really solid cats. Again, I'm excited to see Casket Robbery because I've not seen those guys yet. Gorgatron always kills it. Coffin Rites seems to just continue to get better and better. Agony Reigns, they're young kids that are, they're 20s, they're 21 now,
21 now.
but they're still killing it in perspective. They're pretty fucking new on the scene still, you know?
And there's
They still kids to us.
Yeah. Maul, I haven't seen yet, but I've heard really good things from them guys.
Oh, I love Maul.
Yeah.
I'm like, speaking of being a fangirl, they're so fucking awesome. Like, have you seen Maul play before?
I've not.
I booked I think
Are they pretty young too?
they're like 30s, I
Okay.
think. But like they just like the singer alone, you're just like, what is
Yeah.
going on here? Like I booked him at Keller Bar, and it was such an inappropriate stage. It was so fucking like I love Keller Bar, excuse me, but just like that energy. There's such a little room. Like it'd be great to see them on a big stage like that and just have them just
thrash around, get crazy. Yeah.
Like that.
I'm stoked.
Those dudes is insane.
I'm stoked. June 25th. It's a Saturday. Amsterdam Bar. Go check that out. Get yourself some tickets. Amsterdam Bar. What is a bar in Pub and Hall or some shit like that?
Yeah, they got it online, but otherwise we'll do the door or two. Either way, find us on Facebook.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome, and I'm trying to fucking run out the door. Sorry about that. I apologize. That's fucking so stupid of me to do. I think
it's because we waited to drop the headliner until like noon today.
Yeah.
So
I even said it when you got here. It's like, fuck, that's the one thing I forgot. I was all looking for it right when you got here too. It's like, son of a bitch. But we're gonna do. You guys want to give a shout out to anybody or do anything like that? No. Fuck everybody. All right, gotcha.
I only have a dog at home.
Yeah.
Cancel D's nuts.
Yeah. Yes, very good. Yes, cancel them right up. Cancel them across your face. We got some Maniacal Force opening again for Malevolent Creation May 6th at the Skyway Theaters Studio B. Maniacal Force, their title track, name track, I guess it would be Maniacal Force from Depraved Existence, available on all streaming platforms. And then after that, we'll be doing some Krog, Harvesting the Swine. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for everything. Don't forget to check out Midwest Metal Promotions, the Metal Brigade Booking and Promotions, and everything Ritual Madness Podcast and ritualmadnesspodcast.com. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you guys for doing this. Appreciate it.
It was a great time.
You guys enjoy the metal. Stick around, stay around, be around, support everybody around. Fuck it all. Let's do it. Enjoy. Peace out.
Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast.